Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Tuesday, July 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 96. In hour one of today's show, we'll give you an update of how U.S. is faring at the Paris Olympics. We'll talk Saints training camp notes, and it's preseason award watch list season. Which LSU Tigers should you keep an eye on? You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's up? Welcome into a brand new OTB. T-Bob, Hebert, Jake Hester, Alondra Villarreal, and Taylor Sharp hanging out with you today. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday, July 30th. July 30th today. Heck yeah, man. Rolling right along. The Olympics rolling right along. We got Sam from DA. Saints camps rolling right along. LSU football on the verge of opening up camp here today. Jake, I see you poring over your Phil Steele. What is what are you involved in here? What has your I see some sort of green font. Are you studying Marshall or Oregon? I'm guessing Oregon would probably be the favorite.
No. It's just the top individual units in the old Phil Steele.
Okay.
So I was just looking at the offensive line.
So why, in pursuit of what? What has you diving into your Phil Steele here early? I mean, all major training camps due to open here in a couple of days. So I know on Snaps we were talking about maybe doing some going through the SEC and doing biggest storyline for each team, and then maybe the same for the Big Ten. So what are you working on over there in Phil Steele's Bible of college football?
So over on off campus, we're putting a top 25 together. And so me, EJ, and Bobby, top 25 apiece. Like we each do our own top 25. It's a point system. You get 25 points if you're number one, and all the way down if you're
teams.
25th.
Just the top 25 team ranking,
yeah, just top
position groups. Okay,
no, just team rankings. And so I'm just taking a look at the offense and defensive line because, as we know, that's where games are won. So I'm just
True.
in my 14, 15, 16 teams, I'm trying to do some research and see if it plays out.
So who has risen or fallen based on maybe what their national perspective is?
A lot of people in Phil Steele, especially, high on Miami. And I can't even put them in my top 25 right now. And Phil has them as the 10th best team in the country. So, just
that's interesting. I mean, the Cam Ward thing is pretty hard to
yeah, right. He's a good
as
player.
As good as I kind of thought that Tyler Van Dyke was going to end up being, Cam Ward could make that team really good right away. I think they still, I got major culture questions. Obviously, Mario Cristobal could not have fallen on his face worse last year if he had tried to script a worse outcome in terms of overall record and especially blowing that Georgia Tech game. But, enough
masterclass.
Enough groupthink out there, man. Maybe this is finally the year for Miami to get like that stadium half filled.
Like
again.
George W. said, you're not going to give me twice. Okay?
Yeah, maybe so.
And this will be the 17th time
I was going to say
that
Miami
they got all of
has
us.
gotten everybody twice pretty much for the most part.
The 10 through 20 this year just is fascinating to me. I think there's so much intrigue because of the 12-team playoff and just no one really has those teams. Like you look around, like a lot of times it's like, okay, well, everybody kind of has the same teams. And I feel like 10 through 20 is so different.
It's a lot of variance.
On so many different people's polls, lists, power rankings, whatever it might be. And so it's more intriguing this year for that because those teams have a chance.
Yeah.
Like in years past, it's like, okay, let's look at, number 16 Virginia Tech on this list. Virginia Tech ain't making a playoff in a 14 playoff. They might in a 12. I don't have them there, but they might. And so, that's an intrigue that we haven't had before.
You see now why all of these rule changes to college football have actually paid dividends. You may hate NIL. It may feel bad when a player that you're really excited for in the future, like a Lance Hurd, transfers or something. But unlike what I thought it would do, it did the complete opposite. It has led to a more spreading of the wealth, a bit more of a democratization of college football. And so, yes, you have the dual benefit of, okay, now that we allow 12 teams in the playoff, that makes it more interesting simply because way more teams are now relevant in that conversation. But it also dovetails with a time where rosters are better overall because you're no longer sunk by not having that one position that you needed because unlike having to go a JUCO route, you can go get a starter that's ready immediately. I mean, Cam Ward changes everything for the outlook of the Miami Hurricanes, and he's one example of a billion out there, right?
Damian Martinez at running back.
Yeah. And so it's I agree. I mean, the 2024 college football season is literally unlike anything we've ever seen, and I can't wait to watch it begin to play out over the next month and change as all camps set to open up this Thursday.
You'll be glad to know 2024's most improved. He's got the Nebraska Cornhuskers number 2 on that list.
Did you see, not that you would have, I don't know why you would, but did you see any of the Matt Rhule bites from Big Ten Media Day?
Yes.
My guy's feeling confident.
Yeah, I saw Paul Finebaum go after him for those comments, and then I saw our guy Will Compton go after Paul Finebaum for going after Matt Rhule.
Not that I should waste time on this, but what was Finebaum taking exception to?
Just basically, it's like you're not going to do anything. You're kind of a nobody coach, basically. I mean, just went after Matt Rhule.
Yeah, Finebaum's been on one lately. He's been popping off in the viral take game, and they keep putting him on Get Up, and he basically knows, being the college football guy, getting to go on Get Up, like you have to bring the heat. I think that's probably a bit misguided. I loved everything. He was probably taking exception to Matt Rhule saying the Big Ten should get 4 playoff teams in, if I had to imagine. Which, well, what do you want a Big Ten football coach to say? You know, I think we'd be good with 2 or 3. No, like, of course he's going to stump for his conference. I think the more important parts about those comments was he's just basically talking about how he doesn't like to deal with like putting like a win number on a season or anything because he wants to go out there and try to win every game. And that you don't go to Nebraska to play in like cupcakes and play soft schedules, which I thought was relevant because remember we talked about Lincoln Riley all out of Big Ten Media Days, old Mickey Mouse Lincoln trying to cancel the Notre Dame game to schedule championships and whatnot. And then on that same day, you have Matt Rhule out here talking about how, look, you don't come to Nebraska to play cupcake games. Come play against the best and be on the biggest stage and go test yourself. So different strokes for different folks. But yeah, I'm feeling 8-4 for my Huskers this year. But the bottom line is Rhule struck me as someone who's found a quarterback. And if you think back to spring, Dylan Raiola was excellent in spring. And even if he's, cuts down on the turnovers by 50% from last year, they probably end up as that 8-win team.
Yeah.
So
it led to our boy Will calling Paul Finebaum Schmeagle.
Yeah, I mean, he has a he does look kind of like a hobbit-like creature that was in possession of Sauron's ring for hundreds of years and has thus been gained some sort of Faustian immortality where his skin's become sallow and stretched thin and, yes, barely resembles a human. I would agree with that from our friend Will Compton. Guys, favorite part of the Olympics yesterday? What did we get into yesterday, guys?
I feel like Taylor did a deep dive into the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I watched Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss again.
They were my
dominated Australia.
Well. Yeah, I did watch that during the show yesterday.
Which is apparently too an Australian side that had beaten them in a championship the last time they squared up. I couldn't remember if it was at the World Games or an AVP event. But the last time these two teams squared up with one another, it was Australia who dominated. But Cloth and Nuss are just absolutely locked in right now, guys. They are must-watch television right now. Close ability, and it's you love watching a sport that you don't watch normally, and then the more you watch it, you kind of learn the little things to look for and whatnot. Close ability on those little those little touch drop shots to go up, making it look like she's going to go for the power and then just boop it right to where no one is she makes it look so easy that it's like, well, why don't you do that every time? Because I guess it's just not that easy, right? She's been incredible with it. And then Kristen Nuss, I mean, what can she not dig out? What shot can she not hit, manipulate, shape? Those two are, it's kind of like you have to pinch yourself watching them, thinking where they came from, the stage that they now occupy, and just how good they are. I mean, they're ranked second in the world right now, right?
Yeah.
Brazil's going to be that's the big one to overcome. But first, you got to get there, and that requires taking it one match at a time. But another dominant win for Cloth and Nuss yesterday.
They have not lost a single set so far.
Yeah.
They swept Saturday, and then they won 21-16, I think was the score both sets yesterday.
Yeah, and it what was it that did they, and that's with getting out to a pretty big lead, I want to say, in both sets. Although I could be getting my men's
second
volleyball
set for sure.
Second set it was like 7-2 at one point.
Yeah, I could be getting my men's volleyball a bit confused as well, as Chase Bundinger and Miles Evans dominate France. They too were very impressive. Of course, Bundinger, we talked about him yesterday, former NBA player. How about men's gymnastics yesterday? One of the big storylines, breaking a 16-year medal drought, finding their way to team bronze. I believe the women's team finals are tonight, so look out for Suni Lee, Simone Biles, and the crew to try to capture gold. They are the favorites. The men, however, are generally not the favorites, and obviously haven't been, right? Nearly 20 years since they medaled, and it was very emotional as they found a way to do so yesterday. One of my favorite moments is they have this guy, Steven Nederisic, on the team. And he looks very nerdy, right? He wears glasses. He's got like this kind of goofy smile, good guy. All he's good at apparently is pommel horse. He's a specialist. And they were talking about how you only like, it's very rare to be a specialist in there, but like if you're on the squad as a specialist, like you have to show up when it matters. And sure enough, who did the bronze medal come down to? Steven. After having to sit there and watch his teammates do all the other events go all day, it was down to Steven on his event not to blow it, and my guy did it, and it was an awesome moment, awesome moment to see. Again, can't imagine the pressure on these cats out there. How about women's rugby? Getting a little 1776 revenge, kicking Great Britain's ass. I shouldn't say revenge, just continuing the theme of kicking England's ass as Alon Omar sets up the first big try. Christy Kershey probably deserves some loves here. A couple of crazy double stiff arm runs to set up big tries. And in the end, women's rugby is now into the medal round, into the Final Four. Now, New Zealand is looming, guys. I saw some female All Black highlights today that I can only, it gives you the same vibes as Rookie of the Year when old boys grinding the bat and the sawdust is falling off. I mean, these are some bad mama jamas waiting for whenever you square up with him.
France too.
So is Omar. So's Kershey. So very excited to see what ends up happening there.
I can tell you what's going to happen. New Zealand's going to punish a lot of people.
Maybe. We're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see. I mean, in all likelihood, yes. But that's why you have to play the game. Like one of the craziest runs I saw yesterday, I don't know if it's called Ippon or Judo. I don't know exactly what combat sport I was watching. But the guy from Azerbaijan's ranked number 1 in the world. But there's this young Frenchman. Oh, I wrote down his name. What was it? Where'd it go? Oh, Jean-Benjamin Gaba. Guys
right
ranked
on
like
tip of my tongue.
Guys ranked like 32nd in the world, you know?
Yeah.
But he's from France. And so something about the home crowd just got him hot. And all of a sudden he finds himself in the gold medal match against the world number 1. And it was a knockdown, drag-out battle. Agaba ends up falling in like sudden death. It was, but still the the crowd watching these two men literally lay everything on the line and have nothing left when they were done was one of my favorite moments from yesterday. You had Joker dominating Doll, which was fun to watch. You ever watch synchro diving?
Can't say that I have.
Bro, synchro diving, it makes no sense that two human beings should be able to fly like, 30 meters, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Or like 50 feet, 170, however many feet it is. They do these insane dives at the exact same time, and then the Chinese literally they just get sucked into the water. They don't make a splash. They vacuum down the water behind them. That was mind-blowing. Watched some synchro diving yesterday, and then finally, look, skateboard was good. Nigel Houston falling just short. Turns out South Korea men's archery guys just as good as the women's team. I won't belabor it because I know y'all don't care, but this pretty fantastic final between them and France. But then how about our guy Chipmunk? Who knows about Chipmunk? Nobody.
Yeah, Alvin, right?
No, not Alvin. Chipmunk.
Theodore.
Chipmunk is a horse.
Yeah.
Okay? An American horse who is known as the best eventing horse in America, but had yet to ever find his way to a gold medal in a massive event. But he teamed up with the German Michael Young, and yesterday they combined forces, and after 3 days of eventing, badass horse riding event where they have cross country all through the Palace of Versailles. That was fantastic. Yesterday it ends in, I guess, just a bunch of ramp jumping, but Chipmunk and Michael Young capture gold. For Young, he became the first ever to do it 3 times. First ever individual 3-time gold medalist. And Chipmunk, finally, they were calling him the unluckiest eventing horse in America, Jake. And Chipmunk finally broke through and captured that gold, okay?
It makes me sad that the horses don't get a medal.
I'm sure he does.
He
you
doesn't
don't think?
get one.
Are you
Also,
positive?
I'm
Michael
positive.
Young, weird name for a horse.
No, the horse's name is
Michael.
No,
Hebert.
I know.
No, yeah. Does that
No,
count
no,
as
no.
an American gold, though? I feel like it should.
Because
should.
the horse is American?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Young had to come to the States to find the horse that was going to get him back to the top.
Unfortunately, I think that horse is a traitor.
No way.
Or is
dude.
Michael Young? No,
Why?
Michael
probably
Young's
put-
the traitor.
Michael Young,
and helped
he's
us
not
out.
using a German horse.
The horse probably put
They're
South
both
Korean
traitors.
as weekend winners.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Look, Chipmunk needed somebody who was going to finally help him get the monkey off his back. Okay, Chipmunk's been trying for years. Again, the unluckiest eventing horse in America. Multiple records to his name, not a single major win. Now he's got gold in France. Shout out, Chipmunk. I'm proud of you. Also, isn't that funny to think about? Is that the only interspecies sport that we have at the Olympics?
I think so.
I mean, we're not riding a kayak here, right? It's not a bicycle. This is another living being with a mind and a personality and feelings of its own, and you have to team up and work together, only you're not the same species. I find that to be pretty fascinating as well.
Yeah, and I think it is the only thing where we do that.
Right?
Unless you're a gator wrangler.
God, I love the Olympics, dude. I'm just having so much fun with it. Again, my new nightly routine's just been turning on YouTube for an hour and a half and just watching all of these random finals and events and gold medal runs, and I can't wait to see what today holds in store as well. So shout out to NBC. I think they are doing a fantastic job producing this thus far.
Something that really grinds my gears is that Japan beat us in skateboarding. I feel like skateboarding, America should have that in the bag.
Skateboarding's gone pretty. I think that's one of the reasons why it's actually such a good Olympic sport, though. It's pretty damn international, you know? It may have
I just mean
started
we've had
West
that
Coast.
unlocked. We've had that unlocked for a minute.
Is that true though? If we checked Olympic medal,
Actually, I don't know, but it just feels like something that we should excel at.
because I mean France has great skaters, South America has great skaters, Japan has a huge.
They didn't win
skate
anything
community.
in skating. France. Japan won 2 gold medals.
Yeah, no, I mean, and he will, and what's his name?
Koko Yashizawa. That's a cool name.
That's the female who won gold.
No, that's the man. Oh yeah, no.
It was like Hiramura.
Yudo Horigo. I don't know.
Yuto Horigome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yuto Horigome beat Nigel Houston, but he's defending his own gold medal. Look, I mean, skating's huge. Skating's worldwide, and it was
Ryan
a battle.
Sheckler back.
I mean, look, bro, Horigome, he needed a 96. Well, Sheckler's actually on the call. Sheckler's
on
Oh,
the
is
call.
he?
Yeah,
Nice.
Sheckler's on the
awesome.
call. Yeah. No, but Yuto needed a 96. I don't even think he was on the podium yet. He had too many falls in the big trick. He needed a 96, one trick, last opportunity. He busted out a 97. And then Nija and the American who got third, whose name I'm blanking on, had the same chance, and they just couldn't hit it. So you got to give credit to Yuto, man. When he needed to be at his best, he was at his best.
It was Jagger, Eaton Jagger.
Yeah.
Jagger Eaton.
The first Summer Olympics that included
got
skateboarding was 2020. Japan took home gold in 2020.
Dang,
That was Yuto. But I mean, I'm saying like look up like X Games and maybe like World Championships if you really want to. Like I feel like it's been. I don't think America's dominated in a while. I mean, speaking
I get
of
that
guys,
it's worldwide, but it just feels like something that we should be good at.
guys, Japan's leading the way with 6 golds right now. Japan has 6. France,
China has 5.
Australia, and Korea all have 5. The U.S. with 3 thus far. Now, we have 20 medals overall, which is in first by far.
Yeah.
France has 16, and Japan and China have 12 apiece right now. But Japan, that tiny little island, continuing to make massive waves. Not tsunamis, massive waves, though, here in this Olympics. Okay, I can tell y'all don't want to talk.
Well, we got like 9 bronze, 8 silver.
Hey,
I would love to bring that gold number up.
don't worry.
Well, but track is coming up.
Track's
That's
coming
what we were
up.
talking about
We
yesterday.
got Noah.
Friday morning.
We got Shikari. We got Simone and Suni about to go tonight for team. Like, we good. We good.
Yeah.
When's kayak cross coming up, Taylor?
I believe it's the 2nd. So what's that, Friday?
Oh, come on, baby. Couple more days. All right. When we get back, let's get some Dennis Allen sound from training camp. Alondra has promised me that it's pretty good. We'll see. More coming up next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888 is the number. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is the business. What do? They fight for you and get you what you deserve. Shout out Chipmunk. Sponsor Chipmunk, Gordon. Bring him on the G team. You know, the gold team, the golden team, Gordon. How does there? Have I missed it? Is there a Gordon Olympic billboard? I'd be shocked if there is, right? Okay. Okay, there's one Walker. Hell yeah. Always quick on the draw. Gordon is. Follow him on social media at GetGordon. Go to getgordon.com where you can fill out a free consult, see real results from past satisfied customers. Get Gordon, get it done today.
That is the website. Aggie Gordon's going to be the handle on all major. Get what?
Gold on.
Get gold. I think you used that before.
No, Gordon. They haven't done my Power Rangers thing. Where Gordon, where it's like the G team and the athletes are all the Power Rangers.
GetGordon.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart...
Hey, it's Musso. Join us for Tuesday's AFR presented by Sunshine. Get another Saints camp report from Ross Jackson. Shay Dixon talks recruiting. And LSU transfer pitcher Connor Benz joins the show. Tuesday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Brought flowers to your door last night.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
You say I'm not welcome here.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to OTB. We roll right along here on this Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Let's get into some Dennis Allen sound as Saints camp rolling right along. Yesterday, the first padded day.
Dude, what did Shenandoah do to have to be followed by Dennis Allen? What did they do to you?
I don't know. I love Shenandoah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's where we're gonna play tennis all the time. All right. So Dennis Allen yesterday, first padded practice. Some of the highlights, kind of Saints notes of the day. Chase Young, he did 3. So, okay, this is going to sound dumb, but it's actually not. He did 3 snaps during team drills, fully padded, full team drills, and they went really well. He looked great. So they're obviously still ramping him up, but he is healthy enough to extend beyond just individual into team drills, in full pads. Here was Dennis Allen on his impression of Chase Young yesterday.
I think he got 3 plays, and the first one kind of bull rushed back in there and, got a little bit too close to the quarterback for me, but that was, that catches your eye when a guy's able to walk the offensive tackle back into the quarterback. I think that's something that he can do, and so I liked what I saw in those 3 plays. I think all 3 of them, by design, were pass rush plays, and I think we'll see, gradually a little bit more, out of Chase as we go into practice. This was all kind of part of the plan, to kind of work him back in. We got him a couple of pass rushes in a team environment, which I thought that was good for him, both physically and mentally, I think, to be back out there.
Yeah, speaking of team environment, apparently he was going up against Landon Young. Like he said, he basically parched him in the quarterback's lap. But you know what it set up? A Peyton Turner sack. Hell yeah. Because that's how it works, right? The edge stops the quarterback from having any room to operate. Let the interior get home. By the way, no Brian Brzee yesterday. No Marshawn Lattimore. They both remain out. Brzee with the foot, Lattimore with the hip. Here's what Dennis Allen had to say on the star cornerback's injury.
Who's sorry?
Oh, Marshawn Lattimore. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
My bad. My bad.
Well, look, I think anytime guys, have injuries and miss significant time, and then all of a sudden, you get to training camp and, they're dealing with something else that's going to cause them to, miss some time. It's concerning, and yet it's not. I'm not losing a lot of sleep over it right now. I think the good news for us is I do think that we have some good players at the corner position that can pick up the slack when he's unavailable, and I think our guys have been able to do that over the last couple of years. And so certainly I want him to get healthy. I want him back out here. I think he's a big part of what we do defensively. When we're at our best, he's playing, at a high level. And so, hopefully he'll be able to get his rehab done and get back out here sooner rather than later.
So I had not heard that sound before that. That's much more concerning than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little more like, I'm not worried about it. It's like you said, I'm not losing sleep. But no, that sounds like Marshawn Lattimore's dealing with something that may be a bit more extended than I was originally hoping for.
It didn't feel like he was ready to give an answer on it. He was trying to stall a little bit. Like, I'm not losing sleep over it, but then his answer following that, I'm like, I don't feel great about that.
Yeah, his
Why
answer
are you
was
not losing sleep over that?
His answer was basically just saying like, look, we've got used to it the last couple of years not having him, and here's to hoping that he can get back out there.
I know you drafted Kool-Aid, but
look, and he's not wrong. You have operated and you've done well without him the last couple of years, but this was such a big year. The Saints are going to try to overachieve. I think Marshawn Lattimore has to be a piece of that. So that's not great. Nick Saldiveri leaving practice early yesterday as well. But Jake, don't look now. We have an early candidate for UDFA darling, and it comes in the form of a 5'9", 179 Yale receiver, Mason Tipton. Making plays every day now, okay, and only continued into yesterday. Here's Dennis Allen's DA5. Here's Dennis Allen talking about the young UDFA.
I think we'll have to see. I think he's got the skill set. He's a smaller player, but he's got some real good quickness and he's a savvy route runner. Like he's got some football awareness, and so I think he understands kind of how to play the position. He's got really explosive speed down the field. So I think as we go throughout training camp, we'll have to see. What are all those things that he can do? I think he's proven that he can run deep, and now we'll have to see how does he execute in some of the underneath stuff, and can we get the ball in his hands quickly? Can he get some run after catch? Those types of things.
Yeah, I think he's got like 3 or 4 catches over 40 yards already. Just go to DA6. Keep talking about Tipton for a second.
I was telling someone the other day that he reminds me a little bit of, on the defensive side of the ball, I had Chris Harris in Denver 2011. We had the lockout. Nobody knew who Chris Harris was. He was an undrafted free agent out of Kansas. But every day he showed up out there. He worked his tail off, competed at the highest level, and every day he did something to catch your eye. And next thing you know, you're 2 or 3 weeks into training camp, and he's done something to deserve an opportunity to get more opportunities. And so I like some of the things that I'm seeing out of him.
Yeah.
I was teammates with Chris Harris.
Dog.
If Mason's, bringing that thought to his head, he that's good, but he better be.
Well, I mean, Chris Harris is also, I don't think he's using it to be like he's going to be a multi-time All-Pro, right? Look at the first answer. I think it's simply that every UDFA's journey that ends up making a roster starts with just consistently flashing every day, right? Having that moment where the coach is like, look at that. Like, he done did it again. Oh, I didn't know he could do that. Like, it sounds like for Tipton now, it's like, can he prove it in the short and intermediate game and some of the quicker stuff? Because he's kind of proven here the first few days that he is a big-time threat over the top. I will say this. I love a good look. He's coming from Yale. Okay, so he's kind of got a chip on his shoulder. They were very good at Yale. One of the reasons he didn't leave, he felt like he had a really good locker room, and they were all very committed to winning. What did they do? They won 3 or 4 Ivy League championships when he was there. So he's very intelligent. He's got a chip on his shoulder. You know he works hard. He's used to winning. Like Mason Tipton has a lot of the attributes that you find in UDFAs that make a roster, right? Again, I'm not going crazy with this thing, but he seems to be trending towards kind of forcing his way to a roster spot, potentially practice squad, something along those lines, putting his best foot forward, which I, as someone who went through that journey myself, it's a lot of pressure. You don't have a lot of margin of error, and I think that's pretty cool to hear about.
I mean, he's got real speed. He's 4.32 at his pro day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Well, yeah, 5'9", 179, I would think that would probably have to be the case. Otherwise, what would he be?
I mean, you could still be... You could be a 4.4 guy and be somebody that's running a 6.65 on a 3-cone.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Wes Welker's he's probably the same size, but Wes was going to crush the 20-yard shuttle, the L drill, and that's why he was so difficult to cover, because you just couldn't stay in front of him.
That's what I guess Tipton has to prove, that
that's what it sounded like.
Shorter stuff.
That's what Dennis Allen sounded like. We know you can run deep. We know you can get past the defenders in man coverage, but what can you do underneath? Can you run a dig route? Can you run anything else other than a go?
So we still got some Trevor Penning sound that we can get to a bit more if we want to, but for now, let's take a break for a little bit and move into some LSU discussion, as there's a Blake Baker quote about Harold Perkins that has me very excited. We'll break it down next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to K to Z window coverings. The website is ktozblinds.com. That's ktozblinds.com. You need blinds, shutters, shades, drapery. You need complimentary installation. Look, man, they do all that work, whether it's custom, whatever you need. Okay, you need window trim. It's just 3 easy steps. You schedule a consultation, you design with an expert, and then again, you get your complimentary installation. So whether you're looking to like save money, it's like a light management issue, heat, all of this and more, let KTZ come out to your home and really lay out the potential of your home and how you could take it to the next level.
I'm going to quickly come into your home and know your home. We talk about it all the time. All right, you kind of tell them what you're looking for. They come in, they see exactly where you're going to need it, what you're going to need, and how many different places in your home it is going to help. Get the consultation set up today, k2zblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045espn.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch.
Katie's sitting on a roll front porch, watching the chickens peck the ground.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Over yonder, coming up the road, in a beat-up Chevy truck. Her boyfriend Tommy is laying on the horn, splashing through the mud and the muck. Her daddy says he ain't worth a lick. When it comes to brains, he got the short end of the stick. But Katie's young and man, she just don't care. She'd follow Tommy anywhere. She's in love with the boy. She's in love with the boy. She's in love with the boy. And even if they have to run away, she's gonna marry that boy someday.
Welcome back, OTB. So Blake Baker, we could have had audio of this quote. I think it might have been in print only. But Blake Baker was asked about Harold Perkins. And as we sit here a couple of days away from camp, I cannot help but be excited about what Harold Perkins can do this year. It's probably also because playing with LSU on NCAA 25, Harold Perkins is so much fun to play with. You know, like he's so good at rushing the passer, but you know what's actually really fun to do with him? Because whatever, like people are really good at getting the ball out of their hands anyway. Just drop Harold Perkins into coverage and just freestyle with him instead of rushing because he's so fast. And he showed his coverage skills last year where he has a high grade. Like, he can wreak havoc. But Blake Baker was asked about Perkins, and he said, quote, "We'll use him in a variety of ways. Any way that you can think about, because I think he could do it all." Sounds like me and Blake are on the same page. I think you can bring him off the edge. He can play inside linebacker. But here's the part I want to pay attention to. He has grown exponentially. I don't think you use the word exponentially lightly there, right? That is a quote that is not just coach speak. If you wanted to do coach speak, it's, you know, Harold's had a solid camp. He's really coming along. I feel like the strides that he's taking are going to set him up for a really successful season. Like, there's a million ways to be positive about your player and not exorbitantly so. Blake Baker not shying away when it comes to what he thinks he's going to get out of Perkins. A variety of ways, any way you can think about, because he can do it all. He has grown exponentially. And I was thinking about this. What better stage than USC in Vegas, Sunday night national TV, for Harold Perkins to re-announce himself to the world? Going against an offensive line that I think is going to take a continued step back from even 2 years ago. They're really good 2 years ago, not as good last year. I think they're not going to be good again this year. The USC game plan can't really account for him and how he's going to be used. We talked about it yesterday. LSU with a bit of an advantage when it comes to game planning, thinking that they have the new defensive staff working new players in new ways, so USC can't know exactly how they're going to use Harold Perkins. Like, Harold Perkins could re-announce himself to the world, legitimize Blake Baker, and get all LSU fans freaking pumped up for the year coming up, and he could do it all in just 60 minutes.
So if you know Blake, and I think most LSU fans do, and we've had him on the show, and you probably get a sense that he's going to kind of tell you what he thinks. There's not going to be a lot of hiding from what he thinks. And like the plan for Harold Perkins, I believe him when he says that. I don't always believe coaches when they say stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, that means you're going to play him at nickel Sam again. He's not going to rush off the edge, and it's going to be more of the same. But I believe Blake Baker when he says that. And also you can get creative with him because you have other linebackers that they can step up. If you need to move Harold Perkins around, well, they can step up.
Yep.
And if edge becomes a problem, now you're not going to specialize because, again, the body type, like Harold Perkins isn't an every down edge, just not what he's made for. Like he is going to be a linebacker at the NFL level, but you can certainly, we've seen it. He's taken over games. He's won games by himself at Arkansas 2 years ago. So getting creative with him, because for me as an offensive player, if I'm trying to game plan for number 4 and I'm like, man, I don't know where in the hell this cat's going to be.
Yeah.
Like for me, I got to try to figure out. And a lot of times, T, and you know this, what will happen is the offensive line and the offensive system is going to come out there and be like, hey, 4's down. Wherever 4's at, like he's in our count, right? And so like you change the game from that because they got a game plan for you no matter where you're at. But if you line him up in like a nickel Sam role, I don't have to count him. If he comes off the edge, we'll deal with it. We'll throw hot off of it. But if you're creative with him, if you're bringing him through the A-gap, which we've talked about, if you bring him off the edge, then I got a game plan for him. And so basically, you're dictating what I do based off what you're doing. Yeah, and that's what you always try to get as a defensive coordinator.
You can do. I mean, again, like Blake said, right? Any way you can think about, because I think he can do it all. We'll use him in a variety of ways. I think you bring him off the edge. He can play inside linebacker. He has grown exponentially. Well, let's see it. Week 1, USC against Miller Moss. Miller Moss should be having nightmares about what Perkins is going to do to him.
I know that we got to go to break, and I know we talk about this often, but when I say like in the A-gap and with Harold Perkins and the offensive line, if you put double mug A-gap right there, okay, and I've got Harold Perkins and whoever, if it's Greg Penn, Whit Weeks, Wes Weeks, whoever, the offensive line's always going to go to who? They're going to go to 4.
Yeah.
Okay? You can get so creative. Knowing the offensive line is game plan for Harold Perkins, they're always going to, if you got 2 backers in the A-gaps, they're going to slide to him. It's always going to free your backer on back. And that coming from the A-gap in that position is always going to be, in my opinion, advantage linebacker. So, again, you dictate what the offense does based off where you put Harold Perkins if you do it right. Now, if you don't, if you line him up in the same spot every single time, then you're not doing yourself any favors. It's a disjustice, actually, to what you can do. So, no, I want to see him everywhere, not just on the edge, not just at nickel Sam, not just at stag backer.
All right, when we get back, let's wrap up hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction for your roofing project. If you want Louisiana's most reliable and most respected roofing company, go to colemanroof.com. And you can request a free inspection right there. It's very easy. Name, email, phone number, a little blurb on how you can help. And look, this is for all residential jobs. It's also for all commercial jobs. So no matter how big the job is, Coleman Roof, well, they can do it. Why choose Coleman Roofing? Because they stand for integrity, quality, and innovation. And the level of effort that they put into making sure every job is done correctly, every single step along the way, all the way through cleanup, is why they have such high reviews from their customers. So check them out today, colemanroof.com, Coleman Roofing and Construction.
Yeah, when you go to the website, we always tell you, look in the top right corner. It shows that contact information for where they're at in the state of Louisiana, because they're all throughout the state of Louisiana, commercial and residential. Truly a one-stop shop. Go to the website today, colemanroof.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
The best kept secret.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
So you talk about the potential of Harold Perkins, and becomes pretty overwhelming. Yodak Barabucci in the chat says Perkins was mediocre last season. So he comes up strong this year, and I understand how you arrive at that opinion, but I do always want to maintain the perspective of this. So we say Harold Perkins was mediocre last season. He had 75 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 13 TFLs, 1 pick, 5 passes defensed, and 3 forced fumbles. For the majority of guys, that's a career year. Like, who's the edge rusher that went to the SEC Media Days from Ole Miss? Ivy? Yeah. That's better numbers than he had. And yet he was viewed as such a key part of that team and such a good leader on that team that he found his way to SEC Media Days. So, like,
Harold Perkins' coverage grade last year was 81%.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, on NCAA.
The best linebacker, I believe, in the country last year in coverage.
I'm telling you guys, just drop him over the middle. He causes havoc with the quarterback. They don't know what to do. But and he's fun. He's so fast. But yeah, so again, I get it. And again, a lot of the problem is those 13 TFLs, the offense would get a first down the next play. So they didn't, like, normally negative plays stop drives was not the case last year with LSU.
I don't get saying he was mediocre, though, because he was not. He was just not put in position to do the things he did the year before.
No, he wasn't. No, I guess what I mean is get it in terms of he didn't have the He didn't have the impact. Yodex says, remind me of how LSU's defense ranked last year. Yes, but that wasn't because of Perkins, is the point there. He was put on an awful defense and put in weird positions and actually had a year that, again, would be a career year for 95% of college football players. So it becomes very tantalizing and titillating and scintillating to think about what Harold Perkins could do on a great defense with a guy with Blake Baker who has proven at multiple stops with multiple different all-conference and all-American players to be able to maximize those guys' potential. A guy in Blake Baker who thinks about matchups in the same way that we normally only attribute to offensive coordinators, where they want to manipulate and dictate and get their best on your worst. And now you combine all of that, and then the national stage, a hunger, USC, an offensive line that is not they're not the best, and then a young quarterback in Miller Moss, like oh yeah, starts to become pretty just exciting about what maybe we could see Harold Perkins do here in a couple of weeks. So I can't wait. You should be excited as well. I also can't wait for hour 2 of OTB. Stick around.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Agatemp of Baton Rouge, AgaTempBR.com. Agatemp Baton Rouge is get your AC, heating, and electrical needs taken care of. You get that service to the highest degrees. Okay, and that's not just lip service, guys. They walk that walk. Just go look at the online reviews. Remember, you want a whole home generator to protect you and your family? Have Agatemp out there. It's a free estimate. Tell you exactly how it works. Well, next thing you know, your home is protected, your family's taken care of. Agatemp Baton Rouge, AgaTempBR.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, look in the top right corner, and you can schedule that appointment today. Like we often tell you, chances are they're going to get out there today, and I know for a fact you're going to know who is coming into your home. One of the great things about them, like we often tell you as well, is you're going to get a profile of exactly who it is, their experience, right? So you get a chance to know that person, and you know they're going to get it done. Just check out the reviews. The internet hates everything, and it loves Agatemp. AgaTempBR.com.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Tuesday, July 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 95. In hour 2 of today's show, we'll continue to talk New Orleans Saints training camp, and we'll have some OTB mailbag. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? OTB, hour number 2. Wait, what Olympic clip did we play yesterday that got us?
Rugby, and then there was another one. Wasn't there another one?
I just thought it was rugby.
Oh yeah, well we played the rugby one.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the guy with the cap.
Yeah.
Or like
Bob
he was
the cap catcher.
Bob the cap catcher.
Wow, NBC's out for blood.
Yeah, they are.
Won't even let us play Bob the cap catcher.
I think it was the rugby.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Christy Kershey, she was the one yesterday for that U.S. women's rugby team. She had a couple of runs that were just so beast. Double stiff arms breaking through. That's the best part about rugby, too, is watching, like, once one person, like, if you can just straight up break one tackle, then suddenly it feels like all of the math changes, right? Suddenly the defense is on its heels, and you're out here running the option like you play in NCAA 25. Daniel Bass says Bob the cap catcher, Taylor Sharp. Similar. Yeah, I agree. Similar bodies, similar kind of similar vibes. Bob had a little more charisma than Taylor does.
You're not serious. You are trolling right now, big time. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I think in like 15 years you'll look like Bob the Cap
Okay,
catcher.
but you don't believe that, like any of what you're saying.
Well, I mean, you're younger than him. You're younger than him. But what you think? I think if he has a better Bob the Cap catcher's a better body than I do. If you can have Bob's body at about 40 years old, I think you're doing great.
Whoa.
And if you can have the
I don't
confidence,
like how you threw 40 out there. Like,
well, I'm just saying that's probably what Bob's age is. Not like old, but that's probably what Bob's age is.
You think me and Bob are the same age?
Yeah, Bob doesn't look like Bob the Cap catcher. Did not look like super old. For those that don't know, go look up Bob the Cap catcher, the guy who dives into the pool.
Pic.
No, we can't show you again. Unfortunately,
Yeah, we can do it.
What you thought Bob looked like? What like what?
I thought Bob was almost 50.
No, I mean,
yeah.
Am I off base here? Somebody, can I get an age guess from y'all?
See.
I was gonna say 42, 43.
Yeah, I'm kind of in early 40s with Bob for sure.
I need to see again.
I mean, he wasn't really that bald. He had maybe some slight
He had some
balding going on, and
the hair wasn't what
he had a little bit of a punch, but not like nothing crazy. He had the confidence and charisma to saunter out in a very loud, fun Speedo in front of the world and make everybody fall in love with him.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
I think he might be like late 30s.
No.
Yes. Thank you. I agree. I 1000% agree. But anyway.
Because you could have
Thank you.
hair growth.
Yes. That guy's like 40, 38, 39, somewhere around
I would say late
there.
30s.
He looks like Otto Hightower's character in Notting Hill.
Yeah, exactly. And how old would he have been?
I don't know.
Dude is super pale.
That's also Nigel Gruff, right? From the Replacements.
Yeah, same guy.
Legend. Shout out Bob the Cap catcher. What do we got? Wait, is this okay? So this basketball game's live right now, or no? Is it? Yeah, it is live.
Yeah, it's live.
Canada versus Australia.
Yeah.
Of course,
you are blind, Bo.
Yeah, I know. My eyes are going bad, dude. I know. We mentioned it yesterday, though. Of course, Canada, the second best odds to win in this Olympics behind America. Now, America at minus odds. I think Canada's like plus 1,000 to give you an idea. Oh, look, there's Josh Giddey.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah, Dyson Daniels.
That was Dyson Daniels. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Okay, Team Aussie, I see you. Again, NBA players all over the place nowadays watching Olympic basketball. Daniel Bass says, bro, that is 1,000% Taylor Sharp. Thank you. Exactly. Taylor, if you look like that in 10 years, like that's great.
No, Bob is cool. Everyone loves Bob.
Yes.
I just don't think we look alike at all.
Oh,
I think you're in denial.
Wow.
I mean,
Nobody
Bob
ever
is, Bob
thinks
is
they
a
look
legend.
like they're look-alike.
I love being compared to a legend. Bob is a legend. I just don't think we look alike. It's just like he's a lot older than me. Our faces are different. So it's like I just don't see the comparison.
You both kind of have generic white guy face, you know?
Okay,
I mean, your
generic
faces
white
may
guy
be
face,
different, but
yes, but we also look different.
No,
Like,
I
nobody
know, but
would
it's
be
hard
like-
to see.
Nobody would
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, that's your brother." Like,
No,
not
it's
really.
hard.
Or maybe uncle.
Yeah, you don't think
Maybe
I can think
uncle.
I mean, it's not. If you were to tell me to put it side by side, if you were to tell me that you and Bob were brothers, I do not believe that many
Can
people
you
would
do
doubt
like
it.
a fake dive and I'll take a picture of you?
Can
and
you get in a
then-
Speedo and do a fake dive here
Yeah.
in the studio, please? We can light you however you want to be lit, if that makes you more comfortable with it. Maybe actually, you see me in my office after the show, and I'll set it up, and me and you we'll have a little private shoot, and we can really get into whether or not you look like Bob the Cap Catcher. What are we actually
Don't
supposed
love
to be
that.
talking about right here?
There
We got
was
Mailbag coming up
nothing
next.
in the thing.
So it's a little freestyle. I mean, I could talk Olympics all day. Again, Japan leading the way with 6 gold medals. France, China, Australia, Korea with 5. The U.S. with 3. But the U.S. does have the overall medal lead, and we got a lot of golds coming our way. Should we play the Trevor Penning?
I was going to say, I
sound?
have some Trevor Penning and Willie Gay.
I don't make me care about the Willie Gay sound, right? I don't care.
Can't.
Well,
I don't know. Dennis Allen said there was going to be competition at the LB spot, and Willie Gay was saying that like the three of them, like him, DeMario, and
Pete
Warner could all switch off. I don't know if
Well,
that's
look,
like
I've
that
heard that
but
I've heard that Willie Gay's been having a great camp. I've heard that Pete Warner's been having a really good camp, and then we all know that like we would all take a bullet for DeMario Davis.
Yeah.
So okay, let's play. Let's use Willie Gay on that linebacker position. Let's see what he has got to say.
We definitely can now. It's me and Pete on the outside. No matter what position Will or Sam for either one of us, there's nothing we can't do. You know, I feel like we can cover, we can blitz, we can tackle. You know, obviously not perfect, but if you want us to play out in space, we can. If you want us to play in the box, we can. So we definitely want to get it to the point where we're playing more 3 linebackers in the box at all times. But you know, it's a scheme thing. You know, whatever works and whatever helps us win.
But obviously, what you show them in training camp can help make that happen, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're definitely trying.
And do you want to hear what Dennis Allen had to say? Like, because I don't know if it's the same, if they're on the same page.
Yeah, Willie Gay, of course, coming over a second-round pick from Mississippi State. He's been in Kansas City for a few years now, so definitely a guy who knows how to win. 2-time Super Bowl champ. Here's what DA had to say about that crew.
Yeah, I think Pete's had a really good start to the camp. Yeah, I think there's going to be some competition at the linebacker spot. Whether that be for linebackers 1, 2, and 3, is it for linebackers 4, 5, and 6? You know, I think that's a room that's got some guys that, you know, have some ability, and now they just got to be able to come out here and show it on a consistent basis.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. He must be a physical freak, Jake. I didn't realize this from his time in college. So he was at Mississippi State 17 to 19. As a junior in 19, he played in only 5 games. Then he missed 8 games due to a suspension. And then when 2020 rolled around, he just skipped his senior season and went in the draft. He got drafted 2nd round by the Kansas City Chiefs. So a pretty strong group there, because Pete Warner's apparently been having a very good camp. And again, DeMario's awesome. So excited to see that. That's an upgrade. Willie Gay is for this New Orleans Saints team. Everybody's hoping that Trevor Penning can upgrade his level of play. There was a great piece. I can't remember if it was NOLA.com. I think it was, where basically Teron Armstead's been working a ton with Trevor Penning. Armstead, of course, plays for the Dolphins now, and as Armstead says, it has nothing to do with the Saints, but he loves seeing other guys succeed. And this is something you see more and more in the NFL nowadays. Like, who does Travis Kelce do that tight end camp with?
George Kittle.
Yes, it's Kittle. Yeah, actually, maybe it's Kittle that does it, and Kelce goes, but Kittle runs it, right? I know Armstead's been a part of the, and then Von Miller does, like, the Pass Rushers Summit, where they get all the young guys out there, try to teach them the way. And then Teron Armstead and them have been the O-line masterminds, right? So this summer, Penning got with Armstead, and basically Armstead said there were about like 15 different things. Like there was a ton of stuff that he was doing wrong that was putting him in bad positions. And so they slowly had to peel it back one by one. And it wasn't just physical, it was mental as well. Penning having a lot of trouble with the one snap and clear golden mantra. So Armstead tried to help him fix these bad habits, create good habits, and work through it. And one of the key parts has been trying to find a way to be more confident. This is Penning 1 here, Alondra. Here's Trevor Penning on his kind of mentals, his confidence going into the year.
I feel a lot more confident for sure. I feel like I'm not afraid to make really a mistake. I mean, obviously you don't want to make mistakes, but I feel like mistakes are kind of how you learn. And I think the previous 2 years, I think I've been, it was hard to kind of making a mistake kind of bothered me, but now it's kind of like a learning moment. You can learn from it, flush it, and, use it and try never to make it again, but use it to learn and keep going.
Sounds a lot like the football golden rule. Sounds a lot like we were talking about yesterday, trying to get better at NCAA 25, right? You got to be willing to fail as long as you just weaponize those failures and use them as tools to improve and to try to get better.
That is not how I thought Trevor Penning would sound.
Yeah.
Just not.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever really heard him talk before.
No. Sounds like Taylor.
Looks like Taylor, too.
Dude, everybody looks like me.
I want some more confidence in Trevor Penning's voice.
He doesn't have any. That's the point. He's a shattered man that's trying to build back up.
But you can't be that and be successful. I know he's trying to get rid of the last couple of years, but you haven't even played enough for your confidence to be down.
I mean, he got his ass whipped pretty good last year. I mean there were games where my guy was out there. It was like watching somebody drown that doesn't know how to swim, and you were just desperately hoping that he could scramble onto the life raft that you threw him. It was what was the worst game last year? Somebody put him in an absolute blender, but I'm blanking on who it was. I don't know. It felt like it happened a couple times. And then like the injuries, the noise, being a first round pick. Now he's switching from left to right as well, which is going to be different. Here's what Penny had to say about making that switch.
But from the moment I figured out I was switching to now, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable. I feel like even going to the left side now would be a little weird. It would be kind of all backwards there. So, but it's been good so far. Just keep working every day and getting more comfortable with it.
I don't love that. I mean, going back to the left side shouldn't be weird. You trained your whole life there. I've been doing this right side thing for a little bit. In terms of Penning struggling the first 2 years, obviously a lot's on this year. Here's Trevor Penning on just how important this season is for him.
Very important. Very important for sure. I mean, the first 2 years, it's not what I really wanted. So I want to go out there and show, what I can do. Because I know I can. I just got to do it.
The run blocking is the shocking thing with Trevor Penning. Pass protection has not been great. You mentioned it. The Texans gave him hell last year. That was the last game that he started. But in the run game, he's been so poor. Graded out at 49% last year in the run game. That was supposed to be the thing that was like day one, put him in, plug and play, run game.
Yeah.
And he's got enough pass protection skills where we can maybe work with him a little bit, get him to where we need to get him, catch him up, get him up to speed. But in the run game last year, like 58, 33, 48, 50, 49, 58, 59, 59. Like it's been bad. Like that's been the most surprising thing with Trevor Penning. Not being able to stay healthy, that's one thing. But what we saw at the Senior Bowl down in Mobile was he's ready for that portion of the NFL like right now, and he's been lost.
Yeah, I think, again, and it was a Rod Walker piece on NOLA.com, but again, I want to find the exact quote that Armstrong, here's what Teron Armstead said about Trevor Penning. Quote, his struggles came from a lot of areas. When I first saw him and started working him, there were like 15 things that were reasons he would get beat or lose or not be in the right spot. So we had to peel back some layers. So it was completely broken, Jake.
Yeah.
Not a little broken. I mean, 15 things. That means his stance isn't correct. What he's identifying pre-snap isn't correct in terms of what the defense may do. His first step, hand placement, punch. Like, this sounds a bit like a complete rebuild. Now, that's a bit of, I would say, a criticism of, you could say, of Saints scouting, of Saints development. If you want to say Doug Marrone, Doug Marrone's been a great coach in the NFL at times. So we all know Marrone could coach, but for whatever reason, him and Penning it did not work out there. And so here's to hoping that Teron Armstead can start to fix some of those things. But yeah, talking bad stances, lunging, being overly aggressive, those are all things that can get you killed in the run and the pass game.
Well, a lot of that probably because at Northern Iowa, he could get away with that.
Yeah, for sure.
He could do those things, and he was bigger and he was stronger than anybody he played against almost every time. You can't do that in the NFL. Now, again, he got me in the Senior Bowl because he was such a mauler. I'm like, okay, well, those things, they matter, but maybe not as much because of his grit and his toughness. And I haven't seen any of that. Like, that's been the most surprising thing. Like, his confidence is so low right now that even the thing that made him intriguing down in Mobile, that's even gone.
It's tough to be it's tough to play mean and nasty when you're getting your ass kicked. You know?
Yeah.
Like you just become like a chihuahua barking out there. Nobody respects a chihuahua's bark.
Why you hating on chihuahuas?
I mean, you're not afraid when a chihuahua's yapping at you.
Oh no, there's some ankle biters.
If a get any big dog breed, you know, if a Doberman, a boxer, if a boxer is barking at you in the same way that a chihuahua does, you're not telling me you're actually scared. Whereas if it's a chihuahua, you're annoyed. So how's Trevor Penning supposed to be? How's he supposed to play confident and mean and talk trash when he's just getting his ass kicked the whole time? He doesn't play corner. He doesn't have that in him.
I don't have it on the sheet because I didn't think you talk about it, but he talked about his relationship with Armstead. If you want.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it ready. Yeah, hit it. Give me
This after OTAs, he was down there training in Frisco. So
mastermind.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what's that been like? 'Cause obviously he had a ton of success here. So what kind of did he try to help you out with?
A lot of technique. A lot of the mental side of it. Kind of like a plan is almost kind of what he was trying to help me with. Was kind of develop a plan before you even get to the line of scrimmage. What you're going to do to them and not let the rusher dictate what you're going to do. So taking more of a offensive approach and being the guy who kind of sets the tone over what he's going to do. So,
what in the world was Doug Marrone teaching this cat? I mean, it just sounds like he was being completely passive and reactive, as opposed to ever trying to dictate to the opponent. Shout out to Teron Armstead, man. If Trevor Penning gets better this year, it sounds like Teron Armstead could be key in that.
Yeah, but that's day one. Hey, we're going to take something away from this rusher.
Yeah,
we're going to take away the inside, or we're going to make sure we dictate where he goes, and so we're ready with our off-hand. Like, what?
Yeah, not having a plan is pretty crazy. Walking to the line.
And you got to know your rushers. You got to know tendencies. You got to know, all right, here's what this guy likes to do, so here's my plan. And then when he counters off my plan, I got to have this. Like, that's day one college football.
Yeah. So,
certainly in the NFL.
Here's to hoping. Look, sometimes things have to be, sometimes you have to be willing to accept very obvious things in order to improve.
And typically the rookie is the person that puts together the package of rushers. Every team I was on, the rookie would go see who you're going against. They would give you the full report. Hey, standing in front of the room, this guy likes to bull rush when he goes against backs. When he goes against tight ends, he likes to use the spin move. When he goes against tackles, he likes to use the up and under. Like, that's rookie's responsibility. So he's a young player, so like he's getting the plan together. So like all of that we just heard, that makes it even more surprising.
Yeah. So look, maybe Trevor Penning gets it together this year, It definitely shows you, though, all of this sound and these stories like Rod Walker wrote and others. It definitely shows you that it's even more broken than I thought. And it looked pretty broken last year at times. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, we got some OTB Mailbag. Get your questions in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on youtube.com/1045 ESPN. More Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com is the website. All-Star Toyota is a dealership that has everything that you need, whether you're looking to buy new, Toyota certified used vehicle, or you still get great warranty coverage. Maybe just need a rent for like a vacation or something. Maybe need a body shop, okay, or a service center. Well, all makes and models welcome to the All-Star Toyota Service Center. Very conveniently located of an airline in Goodwood. So go check them out today. Get that free professional estimate, excellent lines of communication, or go get yourself a new vehicle. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can check out new, you can check out what you can lease, and you can check out what you can rent. Everything is available over at All-Star. One of the best parts about the rental department is everything, right? Multiple trucks, multiple SUVs, midsize, full-size. You got the van, like whatever you're looking for your trip, for your vacation, they've got you covered. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $20,000 off new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $20,000 off the powerful Ram truck. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos.
I never saw the
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, OTB. Get off the phone, Taylor. We're doing a job.
What's
Taylor,
going
do you have
on
a
here?
white tee on? Right
Yes,
now?
a big white tee.
I walked in and I'm like, okay,
A
Tay
big
Tay.
white tee.
Like
Damn,
a
dude.
stylish white tee.
Yeah,
bro,
put
you
the
look like
camera
you
on
should have
you.
like a
Yeah, put the
gold
camera-
chain.
stand
You should have
up.
like a
Put the
gold
yeah,
chain
you
on
do
right
need a
now.
Bro,
gold
you want to
chain.
borrow my gold chain, bro? I got one right
Looking
here.
swaggy
You wanna borrow?
AF. Let me see the white tee. Oh, stand
the
up
white
on the,
on the
don't do
white tee.
Hey.
On the white tee. Look at
Oh, I
him.
think that.
Bro, you
Look
look
at the white
like
shoes.
Man.
you look like you should be hanging out at the gas station just
No,
shooting dice with
I
the
like
boys,
that.
dude.
I like that.
Getting ready
That's
to
much
go to
better
the club.
than any polo you wear here.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, it's time for a little OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
I'll be writing to you.
The internet. What the is the internet?
Hashtag OTB mailbag. We're making popcorn at home. Do you melt a little butter to put on it?
No.
No, you get the movie theater popcorn.
It's not my.
I like kettle corn.
I love kettle corn.
Oh, man.
Love kettle corn popcorn.
I just love popcorn.
I love popcorn more than I love most things on this earth.
I don't like butter popcorn like most do.
Oh, it's crazy because I do not like kettle corn.
Katie doesn't either. She thinks I'm crazy. She's big.
Yeah, big
movie theater butter.
salty, good butter.
But I've like,
melted butter at home before, but it's not something that I do regularly.
Like if you pour it all the melted butter at home, doesn't it just kind of like
I feel like it's not
popcorn
the same.
just like disappears?
It's definitely not the same, but no, you can kind of do a light. I mean, if you poured enough onto a single kernel, it would shrivel up. But no, you can like spread it out, and it's a pretty good facsimile. But it's definitely not the exact same as like whatever the butter is at the movie theater.
OTB mailbag. This one's coming from me. What is your go-to movie order?
No, I mean that's easy. Just a popcorn and a large Coke icy. Put some butter on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Same.
an icy for sure. Some popcorn. Gonna get a pretzel, and if I'm really feeling froggy, gonna get a pickle.
I'm getting a glizzy. when I
So
go
you're
there.
getting a
Getting a hot dog.
Wait, hold
Good
on.
for you.
Okay, I want to get to
Good
hot
for you.
dog in a second. But
Because
you're
him
getting
and I forget who was. It was you and somebody that was disagreeing with that.
What?
so you're getting popcorn, a pretzel, and a pickle.
No, it's either pretzel or pickle.
Okay.
Yeah. God
And
bless
then
you.
just hot dog for you, Alondra? No popcorn?
No, I'm getting some popcorn, a glizzy, and a Coke icy.
The Hester boys, they're getting a dog too.
Yeah, I'm getting me
Yeah.
a dog. The movie theater dogs hit.
They're pretty good.
They're
Yeah.
pretty good.
Now I get the large drink because all of them got the machine where you can like mix
Oh,
and match
yeah.
and do whatever
Machine.
flavor. So
I
I just
hate
get a large
those.
drink and I'm like,
They
don't know what I'm
they
feeling.
don't taste the
They
same.
don't.
But I do like to get like
Freestyle's good. What do you mean?
Yeah.
what
a
do you-
great Sprite
That's what
Zero.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I was
I'll
gonna
get
say,
the
if you want
large
like a
drink.
vanilla Coke, like remember when vanilla Coke was
Not
the
necessarily
hot
that
mix in
bad,
like
but
high school?
well,
a lot of things don't taste the
You
same
can get
because
that
there's so
Sonic.
many different syrups in it that it kind of gets contaminated
Yeah,
a little bit.
that's why I
but
don't like it.
I do the.
I wouldn't know. I go
cherry
icy.
vanilla Dr Pepper is my normal go-to because you can't really get that anywhere
Oh,
else. So
never even
that's
heard
kind
of
of my
that.
go-to, and then bag of candy, and then Victoria gets
Ooh, what candy?
M&M's.
M&M's,
Peanut,
Skittles.
plain?
Plain?
I go
I like
peanut
plain.
M&M's usually, but I mean I'm kind of whatever. Sometimes sort of M&M Skittles. something
Anybody
easy to
junior mint here? Anybody a junior mint?
eat. I used to get
Just the old
junior
man?
mints all the time. Haven't had them in years.
Don't you do Raisinets too? That might be
do.
worse.
Raisinets
Oh,
and popcorn, not bad.
Maybe
So,
I am old.
I
Drop 'em in
prefer,
the
It is,
popcorn.
yes.
I prefer peanut M&Ms, but with popcorn, regular M&Ms, so I can put
100%.
it in my
Yeah,
popcorn.
you can mix it up. I love regular M&Ms, and most people don't.
I don't have a candy. Maybe it'd be like Sour Patch Kids.
You don't do candy
Maybe
and
Twizzlers.
sweets
No,
though.
not really. No.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I get the large drink and then just put icy in it, and I dare these little high school kids say something to me. Like if a kid tried to be like, "You can't do that, sir," I'd be like,
What are you gonna do about
Do you
it?
remember?
"No, I wouldn't even."
No, T-Bob
Just
looks at
walk
him and
off.
is
Do you
like,
remember
wanna
we
take
did
it from
that?
me?
Yeah.
We did it at Top Gun, and when Danny was with us, and Danny was looking at us like we committed a felony. Danny's like, "Oh my god, what are y'all doing?" It's like, oh, it's
Guys, I can't even enjoy the movie. I'm sweating.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. First LSU player you remember enjoying to watch. Mine was LeBrandon Toefield. He had that really good year with the Jaguars. And then wasn't Dominic Davis like a rookie of the year one time?
Yeah,
mine's
with
Kevin
the
Falk,
Texans.
though. Yeah, with the Texans. But mine's Kevin Falk
The
in college.
first we remember, like,
He
Yeah,
just
really
the first
remember- made
LSU
an
player you
impact
remember
on
really
you.
watching that you loved.
Tyron.
Nice. It's a great first.
Yeah, it's really
Michael
good first.
Clayton.
That's another great
Maybe
one.
Michael Clayton.
Remember that?
Gosh, there's so many. Kevin Falk for sure for me. Eddie Kinnison as well.
It's a little
Eddie
before my
Kinnison
time.
chill out. Touchdown Tommy Banks comes to mind. West Monroe legend. Rondell Mealy, who never gets talked about, made a big impact.
Yeah.
Cecil Collins, running backs obviously, but Kevin Falk's always going to be the answer. But I would say under that, I had an Eddie Kinnison jersey at the Independence Bowl in '95.
That'll
so
play.
Probably Eddie Kinnison.
Has to go to mailbag. What's the worst excuse you've ever given to getting out of doing something?
Oh, this list is long and distinguished. I mean, I don't. A lot of things.
I don't usually give excuses. I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
You do have that energy to you.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure something will come to me in terms of worst excuse, but it's always interesting having children and then realizing that you can really use them to basically get out of anything that you don't want to do. Now, they also stop you from doing things that you want to do, so maybe it's a bit of karmic justice there. But, like, if you ever don't want to go to a social event or something, I can find a babysitter. I got the kids.
See, but that doesn't work for us because we know you'll go solo dolo to an event.
What do you mean?
Like, we know that, like, if you really want to go, you'll go.
No, not if I have the kids. I got the kids. My wife has a wedding. I don't know. I mean, what are we
but
talking
if you
about?
tell me that, I know, T just doesn't want to go.
No, that's not true. See, and that's the genius of it. All good lies have to be
I
built
don't know. Let's
on
go,
really.
let's go to the court.
All good lies have to be built
know, I
on
feel
half
like-
truths. You know what I'm saying?
If T-Bob Abear wants to do something,
He's going to go do it.
gonna go
He's
do it.
finding a babysitter.
That's not true. You can't always find one. I had some the other day that I wanted to go check out, and I ended up having to shut it down. No, it's look again.
and also I do feel like
A good lie has to be built
don't know.
on some basis of truth. Otherwise, it's just going to be too exposed.
All right.
I did skip a midterm one time, and I said that my phone fell off and the battery popped out in like the middle of the night. Which I can't remember if it was true one
the little
time.
brick Nokia phone.
Yeah. I got to remake up the midterm or whatever.
The one you used to slide the battery into the back of it. Oh man.
That was crazy when you would drop your phone and a battery would just come
Oh,
flying
yeah.
out of
Yeah, it
it.
I don't know, man. We haven't had babysitters in a long, long time. So, like, my kid's excuse, I promise you, we would rather be doing your fun adult thing that you're doing.
Again, you never know if it really is an excuse or not. Or
Right, but when you got
sometimes
five,
you really can't
when you
get
got five, I
babysitters.
feel like people they know it's real.
Oh yeah, that's true. Nobody's gonna doubt that ever.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny girl, T-Bob, watching your own children's not babysitting, it's parenting, but I knew what I meant.
That is very fair.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you talking to?
You're just being a dad.
Yeah. You're not
who-
babysitting your
who-
children. You're hanging out with your kids.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, first off,
You're not being an absent
I
father.
talked about not being able to find a babysitter, right?
Yeah, I don't even know if you said that.
Yeah.
So I didn't say
That's
that.
true.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you
Secondly,
said that, but people
Who
do say that.
in the hell are you talking to? Who picks up the kids every afternoon from school and is on dad duty all afternoon while wife works?
T-Bob.
Who, when your wife's a wedding photographer and works full 13-hour days on Fridays and Saturdays a lot of times, who do you think's hanging out with the kids?
T-Bobby.
Yeah, get the hell up out of here. Cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, washing dishes. Don't come at me about being a father
dancing
means.
and recitals.
Yeah, you dance in the recitals. That's my dad would
Which
never do that.
Although
I don't
that's-
think
that's more
I mean,
for
Harlow's
T-Bob.
going to ask me and be like, baby, I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Sorry.
I'm 47 years old. I can't do it.
Yeah, and you know what? If some dad wants to say babysitting, who cares? Who cares?
It'll teach their own, but it's not babysitting.
It's not.
It is hanging
It's
out with
just
your kids.
being a
I
dad.
could definitely make a technical argument it's babysitting. You are watching kids alone.
Floor is yours.
They are.
Yeah, but they're
you are
yours.
watching kids alone.
So
It doesn't matter.
Mom,
and you're still
babysitting all
taking
day?
care of a baby.
So a mom that stays at home with the kids all day, like, is
She's
she babysitting?
There you go.
No. I don't know. Let's disagree on this one. I can tell you're passionate, so we'll move on.
I mean, no. I just think it's. I think it's such a dumb semantic
Danny Girl
line
says
to
simmer
draw.
down, and I think you should simmer down.
Calm
down, T-Bob.
No, because I see too many people, and I remember when you're an early dad, you say this, and people are like, it's not babysitting. It's like, oh, it's called having kids. I had no idea I had kids, guys. Thanks for letting me know. I thought I got to go home. They're my kids. Oh God, what would I have done if you hadn't told me? If you hadn't corrected me and told me it's not babysitting, what would my kid? I would have left them and gone back to my dorm room with my roommates.
Insanely triggered right now.
Yeah, they're children. Kids are baby goats.
Go to the Kappa Sig house.
Go to Kappa Sig.
Hashtag OTB Mailbag. What events in the Olympics would you compete in? And then what abnormal event would you do?
All jokes aside, archery would be badass.
Yeah.
Like you talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
That would be.
It's sick.
Yeah. That's
Also,
like a
like-
life skill that you can really use. Like we're watching right now, BMX. Like that's awesome. That's really, really cool. But like archery, like if we have a situation pop up and aliens come down, like I can survive maybe because of that skill.
When
you know?
every athlete's in good shape, and there is a measure of physical shape that you have to be in, but you don't have to be in great shape for archery, right? It's more skill based than anything. I would compete in babysitting.
Would you use your own kids or somebody else's?
I can't remember the
He would
difference.
leave the kids.
I can't remember the
You can't
difference.
use your own kids. It has to be somebody else.
Thank God somebody told me these are my kids, because I thought I had another. I thought I had to go to the neighbors to babysit their kids afterwards.
Oh my gosh.
Did we talk about Nuss and Cloth kicking ass in the Olympics? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how we opened the show.
It is like you said it yesterday, T. It is very cool that when they were in here, gosh, was that probably 2 years ago?
Long time ago.
We were talking about like, hey, like Olympics on the table, like y'all are kicking some ass here, and they were kind of, that'd be great, like maybe, and now they're number 2 in the world and likely to medal.
Well, I just remember asking him
badass.
whether or not they would stay together, because we didn't really know how that worked, and even they were unsure at the time. Because I don't think it's very common that you would just stay with your college teammate,
Right.
but they have such
Because they'd like to
a-
pair you with,
Yeah.
different skill sets.
They just
but-
have such an innate connection, though, that it can't be beat.
I was watching it live, and it was amazing, like just how they played off each other yesterday. And I know there's like obviously there's strategy to it, and Australia was trying to do it, but it did not look near as smooth as they did. It's like you can tell they have played so many matches together.
Yeah, they're of one mind. They're like Pacific Rim, just drifting, connected in the same mind, fighting kaiju. All right, when we get back, more OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. You go to Central Plumbing today, and look, you take advantage of 50 years of experience, flat rate pricing, 24/7 emergency service, licensed, bonded, and insured employees. Like, they've got everything for you there, man. You're not going to hit them with a problem they don't know how to solve. It's residential, it's commercial. They're the best. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552.
Not only in Central, we tell you that all the time, right? Anywhere in the Baton Rouge area, we are talking to you. Now, if you live in Central, they can certainly come out and they can help you. But all throughout the Baton Rouge area, if you have an issue, 24/7, 365 means anytime, right? 225-925-8552. But also, we always recommend go check out the website, because if you're looking to remodel at your home or business, they can come in. They can help that. Nothing too big, nothing too small. CentralPlumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Speaking of babysitting, there's a lot of things that we always complain about of being born at the time in which we are born in. One thing that I feel very blessed on, and I'm not sure that the younger generation's going to have this as much, because it's so much more commonplace nowadays. But few will know the feeling of what a rock star and a superstar you feel like when you do go do solo dad stuff in public with multiple kids. And it's because it just didn't happen in the boomer generation that much. I mean, you see these, you take all 3 kids out for a meal and they're being well behaved, y'all having a good time. You see some of these older women, and they gas you up like you've never been gassed up before.
They do.
Like you get tapped like, I just wanted to say, honey, you are such a sweet dad. It just warms my heart to see you. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You just made my day, And so I'm like, yeah, dude, freaking right, dude.
T-Bob's like, these are my kids?
I forgot. No, but I'm being serious. And it's got to be so frustrating for all of their daughters. Because, their daughters don't get, I guarantee you, I've had many moms give me infinitely more credit than they've ever given their daughters just because I took them out for some pancakes and eggs. It's incredible. Or you take them grocery shopping. It's incredible the amount of love and credit you will get from the boomer generation for just solo dadding.
What's the most stressful environment you can be in solo with multiple kids? Because I know exactly where mine is.
I will never, I will be hard pressed to surpass being in that hot Disney bathroom after the lunch rush in one stall with all 3 children and literal World War I levels of fecal barrages being dropped on all sides of me.
Yeah.
I mean, just...
I remember that story.
on every side.
Yeah.
Like, daughters are in there. The smell is horrendous. Sweat's dripping off of every person in there.
You're just begging, hey, courtesy flush, bro.
At a certain point, I remember all anger dissipated. I just started dying laughing. So that was pretty adverse to the point of being funny.
That's a tough one. So me and my father-in-law, we took all the boys, not Harlow. Katie had Harlow. We took them to Dave & Buster's. And the Dave & Buster's doesn't bother me. Now, it was packed. And so, like, there's a little portion of me, I'm like, look, we're in a city that I don't really know too well. Like, it's hard to keep eyes on all 4. Now, Jackson, he's bigger than I am, so, like, he'll be okay. But it's like you're just trying to keep up with him. That's a little stressful just because of the danger of it.
Yeah.
But once you get into that prize room and they've got 3,000 tickets and they have to spin them, that is the circle of hell that they don't tell you about in parenting.
It's
and you're like, in Memphis, Miles, he's gonna get every single ticket. Dad, I got 6 left. What can I get for 5? Like, bro, you spent 37,000 tickets already.
And also, I mean, something you can't accept as a child is that every prize in the ticket room sucks.
Yeah,
almost
for sure.
every single one. In fact, the best prizes are always the cheapest ones. Maybe it's a little parachute army man. Maybe it's a little sticky-handed guy that falls down your window in a comedic way. Maybe it's like a little car or a bouncy ball. Like, those are the only ones that are good. Otherwise, you're going to end up spending $40 for a doll that you could have gotten at Target for $5.
Yeah.
Like, I also do not enjoy ticket price. Great as a kid, as an adult, do not like.
Yeah, we actually had one that worked out that I was like, there is no way in hell this is going to work. Huddy got some Dave & Buster's AirPods. And I'm like, those ain't going to work from the first time. We're on a week, and they're still working. And they have, like, features just like AirPods. You can touch it to pause it. And I'm like, we got a week out of these things? I feel like we're stealing at this point.
Those things definitely came off of the same assembly line that, like, airplane headphones do. So enjoy them while they last.
That's what I'm saying. We got a week.
There ain't no way. There ain't no way.
I mean, the charging case lights up when you plug it in. It's we're winning over here.
I don't have children, but the airport seems like a nightmare. Like being on the plane.
It's only bad when they're really small, and once they get to iPad age, it's actually the chillest thing ever.
I think
it's like
if
me
you
when
started,
my parents used to put a Game Boy in my hands.
And I think you'd agree here. If you start them early traveling, I think they get used to it. Like we always talk about getting calloused in training camp. Like for Jackson, my dog was traveling like everywhere. We were going back and forth from California, Louisiana, Alabama, like different places. And the more that we travel, like it was just easier with him because he knew what to do.
I've never had with a 1 to 2 year old. I've never had a good travel experience. 1 to 3, I think kind of sucks. Just sitting there, just wanting to run and play the whole time, or maybe starting to cry. It's just so annoying. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good call. On kind of the worst place.
I have a doctor's office. I hadn't had too many bad. Like for getting shots, like I like to kind of almost prepare.
Yeah, I don't think doctors. I haven't had bad doctors.
Maybe some shots this trip. And if you get these shots and we're all good, like we'll go. So we'll get Raising Cane's on the way home.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a little treat on the end of shots never hurts. All right, when we get back, let's close out hour 2 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Trash Rangers, TrashRangersLLC.com. TrashRangersLLC.com is the website. Look, what we say is all you pay at Trash Rangers, okay? How about this? 4,700 reviews at a 4.7 for our guys at Trash Rangers. So if you're looking for residential waste management, you live in Livingston or Ascension, make the switch today like many of your neighbors have. But no matter where you live, Baton Rouge, whatever, if you need some roll-off dumpsters, maybe you need some front-load dumpsters to be emptied out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week. Trash Rangers are the local guys that work with you, that are efficient, that are reliable, that will never fail you, and that are flexible. to match your needs. Go to trashranger.lc.com.
Yeah, we tell you about the trash pickup in Ascension, Livingston, surrounding parishes. But as we often mention with the roll-off dumpsters, we are talking to Baton Rouge. If you are doing something at your home or business, 3 different sizes to choose from, call them today, 225-363-9053.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Bayou Ford has $10,000 off F-150. $10,000 off the new 2024 Ford F-150. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
Hey, it's Matt Moscone. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road,
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
That's another, so we talked about being born at the right time for stuff. If you want to get love from boomer moms, you're at a good time to do it now if you're a new father. But if you're a child going to things like Dave & Buster's, Avo makes a great point in the chat. No more physical tickets literally sucks.
It does.
Absolutely sucks.
Yeah.
The feeling that you used to get when you'd hit a jackpot and you would just get vomited on with a 10-yard.
You didn't really know how many it was.
Yeah, just a 10-yard row of ticks. And then maybe you had a big bucket, you'd put them all in. You could fold them up into really compact, tight little cubes. Or you could do longer ones. They were just, it was the best feeling. And now, like everything else, like real life money, it's just numbers on a card, which is so lame. Also, I also remember my sister flirting her way into ticket rolls at Dave & Buster's back in the day with the young workers and just getting thousands of free tickets just handed to her. Like, can't do that anymore.
This a Cammy move?
Yeah. Sad. Sad that no longer exists. Bring back physical tickets. Bring back animatronic bands. It's another thing these kids will never know. I mean, you two back there, have y'all ever had the joy of watching Chuck E. Cheese and his boys play instruments there on stage?
It's actually kind of annoying, like, how much you think that we don't know. Like, yes, we had the tickets vomiting at us. Yes, the animatronics were very scary on
I think
stage.
they took out the animatronics, like,
not
10
even that
years
long
ago.
Okay, well, that's a huge bummer. I mean, I don't know. I didn't know that y'all had thought 10 years ago. I thought that makes sense. Yeah, there's, look, you win some and you lose some. You win some boomer moms' hearts, but you no longer get animatronic bands. Thank God for Disney and Country Owl's Bear Band. It's a great show.
Is it?
Blood on the sand. Oh, yeah, it's hilarious, dude. I love Country Owl. What is it, Country Owl's Big Bear Band Jamboree or something along those lines?
Country Bear Jamboree.
Country Bear Jamboree. Hell yeah, Bo. That's it. Maybe we'll watch a video next hour. Coming up next hour, Nick Underhill.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. Go to Rejuve Me today and get your labs drawn, okay? And they're going to do a free professional estimate where you can figure out exactly where your body's deficient, where it's strong, and they're going to customize a plan for you to fight the untreated effects of aging. And this is with they got a ton of different treatments, y'all. So don't just think it's got to be HRT, it's got to be semaglutide. No. A ton of different treatments where they're going to put together a plan specifically for you to help you be your best self. So I don't give you 20, 30, 40, 50, male or female. Go to Rejuve Me today and let's achieve our potential with Rejuve Me Medical.
You go to RejuveMeMedical.com, top right corner of the website. Go ahead and get that appointment scheduled. Find out what is going on inside your body. That is throughout the state of Louisiana, now in Mississippi as well. RejuveMeMedical.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Tuesday, July 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 95. In hour 3 of today's show, Nick Underhill of New Orleans Football hops on at 9 a.m. Then at 9:15, we'll talk to Devin Snow. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Hour number 3, and now let's head out to California, where we got our guy Nick Underhill from New Orleans Football joining us live, getting ready for another day of camp, as Nick is one of the people behind the curtain, right? No public camp this year for the most part, so we are relying on Nick and his journalist brethren more so than ever to let us know what's going on in Saints camp. Nick, what's going on, man? How is it California way?
Yeah, so far so good. Decent start to camp. Weather's good. No complaints. So, 6 fans aren't out here. It's kind of like low energy and a little bit different that way. But, overall, I think they're getting in pretty good work so far.
So, look, I got some questions I want to get to on Ramchick. I got some questions I want to get to on Tipton, on Willie Gay, on just the offense as a whole. But first, we got to start with quarterback. I don't need you to preface this with anything about how, there's no pass rush, Derek Carr could still suck, whatever, okay? Everybody, these are all truths that we all know and we recognize. Just objectively, how has Derek Carr practiced thus far?
Why you got to steal my lines, though?
Because anytime you ask anybody anything about Derek Carr, it's like they're so terrified to say that he's practicing well because what if it all goes right? Like, yes, it can go right. That's how football works. But how's he practicing?
He looks good. I mean, he's completing most of his passes. He's doing the things he's supposed to do. He's getting the ball down the field. Yesterday was kind of check down city, 5 of 7, and I think 4 of them were check downs. But I mean, that's fine. Like they're in space. Like he's getting the ball to where it needs to go, and then there's room after the catch. And I think that's a big part of this offense too. And I think that's something that people kind of gotta get used to. You look at Brock Purdy. I mean, it's check down city, but those check downs are going for like 6-7 yards.
It's what Willie Snead talked about. Willie Snead talked about it with y'all on your pod.
Yeah, I mean, and it's apparent when you watch them. I mean, they're designing stuff into space, and I like the stuff they're doing with this offense. I mean, there's a lot more stuff over the middle of the field. It's, you're seeing guys like Foster Moreau get involved more. And do you guys remember the 2020 season opener against the Raiders, that bootleg that ran the ball like 50 times and just murdered the Saints?
Yeah.
Like we're seeing like Foster eat on that same exact play, like over and over. And yeah, I mean, look, I like the stuff he's doing. They're attacked in every level of the field. It feels like there's more downfield stuff than there was last year in camp. And he's a talented quarterback who's going to look great in the setting. I mean, and he does, he should. And it looks like the offense is being picked up. And I mean, that's the only things that you can ask for. And it looks like it's being executed.
Hey, what about the other quarterbacks? You got two other drafted quarterbacks there over the last couple of years. What have they looked like so far?
I think Jake Haener looks great. He
That's what I
looks
heard.
really good. He looks really confident. He's attacking down the field. He looks like he's in command of the offense, and he's making really smart decisions. And I really like how he's playing. I think Spencer's still kind of up and down a little bit. I think whoever gets saddled with that third team is in rough shape. And you even see it, like there's a variance with Haener too when he's the third team quarterback for the day. I think it kind of hurts Spencer a little bit more, probably because he's just still picking up nuances of playing in the NFL. So, when that kind of help isn't there, it's a little bit tougher. But I think he looks good, and I think he keeps getting better too. It's interesting just to kind of see that development. Right now, if you're asking me like who's QB2, if you got to pick one today, I think it's easily Haener, but I don't think the door is closed on that. I mean, Spencer's talent is enormous and apparent, and I think over time that could just keep developing and galvanizing or whatever word you want to use, and that battle could definitely become close like in an instant. But right now I think Haener's comfortably ahead.
Nick, one interesting piece from a couple of days ago had to do with Taysom Hill, and it's funny because it's very easy. We always reduce things into very easy to understand morsels, right? It's like okay, Kubiak coached with Shanahan, so he's going to bring the Shanahan offense here. The Shanahan offense has Juszczyk in it. He's a diverse weapon, and we have Taysom Hill. He could be Juszczyk. And it all felt so kind of surface level, reductive, and obvious that I was like, it's probably not going to be just kind of one-to-one. But then I'm reading about him being with the fullbacks during individual drill. He's talking about a frank conversation he had with Kubiak over the summer, which kind of feels like, look, we're not going to be throwing the ball with you, really. Maybe like a trick play or something here or there. But like, are they really starting to develop Taysom Hill in that Juszczyk role, like more one-to-one than you would have expected?
Yeah, I mean that's what it looks like at this point. And I mean, this system, you look at it. I mean, San Francisco ran almost 1,200 plays total last year, and over 600 of them came with a running back and a fullback, or two running backs, whatever, two backs on the field. Miami, 1,100 plays, 500. Houston was over 400, and then like the rest of the leagues are like 100. Like,
oh, wow.
They want these guys on the field, so that's kind of how they operate. And I mean that's going to be Taysom, and yeah, Taysom is playing fullback and he's playing tight end, and he goes out there and it gives you that flexibility with the formation, the personnel, whatever. If they got the extra linebacker on the field, they might do one thing. If it's an extra DB on the field, they might do another. That's kind of how they use check. Like maybe they'll put him in the backfield, maybe they'll split him out. I think it's not quite one-to-one because I don't think that you want Taysom doing as much lead blocking as check does. That's where I think like a Xander Horvath comes into play, where there might be two fullbacks that get a decent amount of snaps if you count Taysom as one. We've seen some stuff where like Horvath is lead blocking for Taysom on runs, so that's kind of interesting too. But I think that diversified weapon that can kind of do everything is absolutely what it's going to be. He's practicing completely different than we've ever seen. I have not seen him practice once with the quarterbacks so far during training camp. Fullbacks are doing blocking drills. Taysom's doing blocking drills. I mean, I think it's absolutely set. Like that's what it's going to be. We saw it a little bit in minicamp, and I kind of felt like, all right, well, we'll see how far into this they actually go. I mean, it's all the way in. Like this is the role, and I think I think he's going to define the offense. I think he's going to be like the defining piece of the offense.
What's his body look like? Like, has he changed his body, talking to Taysom? Because if you're going to do the things that we're thinking he's going to do, like he's a big guy and he always has been, but I think even more so just to keep up with the demand that you're going to have on your body, and also like you want to have some opportunities to be able to an outside linebacker on a power if that's what you're called upon. Like you got to dig him out, and like I don't know that his body last year could do that. Well, like is he looking different?
Yeah, so I mean, like every time he's going for the quarterback thing, like he does trim down a little bit, and then like when he's not in that mix, like you kind of see a little bit of muscular gain, and he's talked about it before, just like with like the rotation of like throwing the ball, like it's just you got to be a little bit built a little bit different, and yeah, he looks like he's ready to block, like he looks like he's built out and not focused on trying to beat out Jameis Winston for the starting job, like. There have been
Yeah.
a few times where we've seen his body change like quite a bit, and I would say he looks like he could go play strong safety right now. Like he looks like he's built. He looks like a fullback. I mean, he really does, and I think he's fully embraced the position. I think, for the first time in his career, he probably knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing, which I think is probably a good thing for him too. I mean, one of his big complaints in like recent years is he come in and just be like, yeah, like whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do. Like, I don't really know. Like, I don't think it was ever clearly laid out. Like, this is what you're doing. This is where you're meeting. This is why you're doing it. This is how you're doing it. This is the role this week. I think he was waiting to get the game plan and kind of see what he was doing, and that's how he would roll. I think just kind of like knowing what he's buying into and what's required of him probably helps settle quite a bit. And I mean, I'm sure deep down he's still holding on to like, the quarterback dream, because that's how he's identified his whole life. But it does seem like the buy-in from him is really high. I mean, he showed up to OTAs. He never shows up to OTAs. So I think all the signs with him are definitely in the right direction.
Talking Nick Underhill of New Orleans football, guys, go sign up for the site if you want to be locked in for all things Saints all year long. Him, Mike Triplett, and the team do a great job over there. Nick, let's switch over to the defensive side of the ball for a second. It seems like the early returns on Chase Young's health have been solid. I know he's been doing individual. Yesterday he does 3 team plays. Apparently he has a great bull rush. It sets up Peyton Turner. What's been your early scouting of Chase Young?
I'm excited, man. Like, you go out there and, not to be like camp hype guy, but like his get off is like distinctively different than everybody else's.
Yeah,
it
should be.
You just see it. It should be. I mean, number 2 overall pick. Like he probably has the best pedigree of anybody on that line. Like, it hasn't turned into consistent production, but like the talent is apparent. And like, if you're just drafting somebody off traits, like I think that guy's still a top tier pick. Like you just see it. He's huge. Like he's fast. He's powerful. All that stuff. When he goes through the drills, it's a little bit different. It's interesting to see like Cam Jordan too, also like tutoring him and kind of giving him like technique in between reps. Like they're on the sled and he's, pulling him aside and telling him how to do something different. Chase 3 reps it, does it, a little bit better. So there's that ability to polish up a little bit here within a structure that I think is gonna kind of foster that environment, which I think is really good for him. The 3 snaps look good. I'm not worried about him at this point. Like I kept hearing good things about his health where he was at the whole time. The timeline matches up with it. Like I think we can pull like the if out on Chase Young. Like he's playing week 1. Like there's no doubt about it at this point. He's a real player. He's a real piece of this team. It's like just a matter of what he's going to do. I think the baseline for him is, I think you look at it, it's probably 7-8 sacks. Like it works. Inconsistent player throughout his career. Like that's kind of what he gives you every year. If he can find consistency, obviously it can be a lot better. But I think he looks good so far. I think he's had a really positive start to camp, just on the path that he's on.
Nick, we played some sound from Trevor Penning earlier, and I'm not really sure that I've really ever heard him in that setting, and it still feels like there's some confidence issues. What has he been like moving over to right tackle? Because as we know, I mean, the Saints absolutely have to have him step up for them to be successful now that Ramchek's going to maybe be out forever.
Were you like shocked to hear that he's talking about approaching the line like without a plan, like acting like having a plan going into the snap was something new?
It's yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing with there's 2 things. It's that, like, I talked to some people who worked with this offseason, and they said, like, the organization is something that really needs to improve and has improved over the offseason. I think part of that is, like, the pass rush plan, going up there, knowing what you're going to do, maybe cutting down on the menu a little bit. I was a little bit surprised, you get into year 3, like that's a little bit surprising. And then the other thing with him, too, I think he needs to learn how to, like, he's the strongest dude in the world, probably. Like, this dude could probably go, like, carry your refrigerator out of the house on his own. Like, he's that strong. He's that big. He's a massive human. I don't know that we see that on the field all the time. Right. And I think part of his problem is that he goes out there and he like tries to kill people, and you miss, and like you're vulnerable, and now you're getting smoked. Like, one of the things that I've seen from him that I think kind of stands out a little bit that I don't think we've ever seen before is that like there's kind of like this realization that he's this like massive human and he can just get in the way of people, and that can just be step 1. Like, you
don't have to over lunge or get out over his toes.
Yeah, like you can just kind of be this huge dude like in the way of somebody else, and they have to go around you, and at least you can be a speed bump that way. And I've seen like a couple plays where like he's just getting one hand into somebody and just kind of handling business that way, and it's like, yeah, do that. Like, not everything has to be a haymaker. I mean, you throw a haymaker and you're vulnerable. So there seems to be a little bit more control, but I would say it still kind of feels like 2 steps forward and then like you notice 2 bad plays. And I think the goal now is like to get those 2 steps forward and just kind of maybe see 1 and then kind of, just keep eliminating them as you go along. I don't know that like it's going to be like Trevor's got it right now. Like I think this is going to be a process that they need the full, what do they got? Like 35 days until the start of the season. I think you need all 35 of them. And if it's not there, I don't know. Is it Landon Young, Uli Udo? I think Lucas Patrick is probably going to win that guard spot over Nick Saldivari.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, but Penning is definitely still a work in progress. But I would say that if you're looking for reasons for optimism, I do think they genuinely exist. But like, I gotta, it's been 2 bad years, so I'm not buying stock on that yet.
How concerned should we be about Brian Brzee and Marshawn Lattimore?
Brzee was watching practice yesterday just from the sideline, so I don't think that's a huge deal. Nothing on his foot. So I think he'll probably be back sooner than later. I
didn't love the Dennis Allen quote from Lattimore yesterday. Yeah, I didn't love the Dennis Allen quote from Lattimore yesterday.
I mean, we've talked about it a lot. Like he's had these injuries, and the timelines you hear are ahead of when he comes back. And I think there's something more there. But with the last 2 years, I don't know if there's anything lingering into this year. But it's been a rocky couple of years with the relations with the player. So I mean, if something, there's an injury, he's out. Like I don't know, it just kind of taps into that. Like it's probably unfair to do that. So I probably shouldn't say that. But it's I have no idea. Like I just have no idea how it's going to play out because the last 2 times, like it just didn't happen how I thought it was supposed to. So I have no idea what's going to happen there.
Interesting. What about Tipton? We'll go to a field. I have my Sherlock pipe out as I'm trying to parse through what Nick just tried to tell us.
Well, I mean, like the kidney thing 2 years ago, like I had heard he was supposed to be back sooner than he was, and it took longer. And then last year, I mean, it was kind of the same thing, and there was frustration, and I think it was kind of like vocalized a little bit. I just know there was frustration with how the timeline played out. So I just and then he's hurt again, and like it. The thing I would just say here is that it stinks that has something that's going on because it did feel like he was bought back in, and then something happens, and it just at this point for like me as an observer, like when Marshawn gets away, it feels like he's super far away because the last 2 years that's how it went. Yeah. Whereas like Kendra Miller has an injury and you see him, Brian Brzee has an injury and you see him, Tano Passanio's rehabbing an Achilles and you see him. You see Juwan Johnson on the side field. Last year Marshawn did find his way back to the building, so I mean that was a good thing. But it's just it's been weird with the injuries the last couple of years. So any injury kind of like it just kind of taps into that alarm, and it's probably PTSD, but it might not relate to this one, but it just kind of feels the same way. Tipton though, right? That was the question.
Well, actually, let's save Tipton. We'll save Tipton. We talked about him a lot today. We gave him some love.
Tipton's making the team.
Yeah. So you're already. I was going to say we'll give it another week and check back in on Tipton. So you think he's making the team?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude.
Unless something drastic changes. I mean, the other receivers have been really unimpressive, and he's impressive. I think he has a real good shot at making the team.
Hell yeah, man. In case you missed it in the open, 5'9", 171 pounds, UDFA out of Yale, runs a 4.3 40, but has consistently been making plays. You know how I know all this? From reading New Orleans football every day. So if you want to stay up to date with the New Orleans Saints, sign up for New Orleans Football. I've been a proud subscriber for I don't know how many years now, y'all. Nick and the team, boots on the ground out there in California. Nick, thank you so much, man, and enjoy practice today or whenever the next practice is.
Yeah, today. Yep. Take it easy,
cool.
Guys.
Light it up. Nick Underhill at Nick_Underhill on Twitter. Okay, so very clear. Tipton making the team. Don't love the Lattimore stuff. Sound like a frayed relationship, maybe not, moving in the right direction. Good to hear that Brzee's out there without anything on his foot, Jake, right? If there was something bad with his foot, I don't imagine you would have him standing watching practice. They're probably being more cautious than anything there. Hype for Chase Young. Very concerned for the offensive line.
Yes.
Yeah. It's still, that's, that is going to be the concern and will continue to be until we are proven otherwise. But I want to watch Taliesin Fuanga, though. I want to see how he does.
And it's the offensive line's such an issue because for obvious reasons, but also you have a quarterback that needs a clean pocket.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest
You have one
issue.
that does not do well when his feet get hurried, which we saw last year. Again, I think you're going to scheme some of this better than you did last year in terms of not allowing, like, if you're not as predictable, then defensive pass rushers just can't get off on you like the way they were last year. But yeah, that only goes so far, unfortunately. All right, when we get back, keep it locked. We got more OTB on the other side.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. You go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction today if you need pools, outdoor living spaces, fences. You want to put some turf in, any size, type, or fence. Like I said, if you want a pergola, bulkhead, look, it's all there for you. The website is an incredible resource to get an idea of the artisanship that we're talking about here. Remember, here at Pinnacle, we build the spaces, you build the memories. So make your memories, your memory makers, make your dreams come true so you can make memories. Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
Go to PCbuilt.com, and certainly they can do pools. They can do fences, bulkheads, but another thing they can do is that artificial turf in your backyard, front yard, side yard, doesn't matter, right? If you want a space for a putting green, if you want a space where you can get a great workout in, even if it rains, like it often does here in South Louisiana, they are the place to go to. Again, PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire up their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
If you really want to know.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, welcome back, OTB. So we missed our guy, Devin Snow, yesterday for Spread Lines. It looked like maybe he was heading out to the West Bank, something going on. But the big news, our guys got some new internet, folks. Got that fiber. Maybe finally free of the yoke of the Cox dictatorship. Dev, what's up, brother? How we feeling today?
Rejuvenated.
It sounds fantastic. I mean, it looks fantastic. No, normally we have the very framey lag. Your voice sounds tinny. It's kind of coming in and out. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, dude, the framey, that's the word to describe my life the last 5 years. I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Dude, this is what I've been talking about for the last 5. Look at this. Look at this.
It looks great. It sounds even better. I mean, which is important. Like, it sounds really damn good right now. Hey, and to be clear, we don't have great internet in this building either. I can't imagine why that is. So, you still might have stuff happen on our end. But, Dev, RB&R Day yesterday, went to the West Bank. On the way to the West Bank, you get a voicemail from Popeye. How often is Popeye hitting you up? Was this like, how out of nowhere was this?
So this was out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong. I've been connected with the guy that runs, you remember the page French Quarter Confessions where Popeye got famous?
Yep.
I've been talking to that dude back and forth for the last few months, just trying to get an update on Popeye, see what's going on. You know, the guy's been in jail for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, dude, like what's really going on? Next thing you know, I'm in the truck and I get the jail call. And how much is Popeye hitting me up?
Yeah.
Since then, a lot. If you know anything about talking to somebody from prison, bro, once you answer that first phone call, you're gonna get phone calls every day for the rest of your life. It's just how it is. Which Popeye's the one guy I'll pick it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll pick up the calls.
So I unplugged my headphones for a second. Is he still in right now?
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be in there until 2030, most likely.
Damn.
Most likely.
Damn, bro. Well, shout out Popeye. I hope he's doing all right.
But it was cool because it was so unexpected. And keep in mind, like, I'm on my way to the West Bank.
Yeah.
And Popeye comes. It couldn't have went together any better. It really couldn't have.
Well, and then that plate of fried chicken that you got, bro.
Yeah, man.
Looked fire.
Yeah, that's one thing about the West Bank, man. Those dudes really know how to fry some chicken out there. I've had some of the best fried chicken on the West Bank. Frazier's, that place I went yesterday, Chicken's Kitchen. It's crazy, man. You go to the West Bank, they got so much land out there. It's like its own Disney World,
Hey, bro, have you heard about how good Derek Carr is practicing?
No, tell me about it. No, I haven't.
He's doing great. He's doing great, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you can sit here and you can hate all you want, but apparently my guy looks good. Connecting. High completion percentages, running practice.
I saw him underthrow a deep ball to Shaheed.
Shaheed's very fast, to be fair.
True. Yeah. But I mean, the only quarterback I've really been hearing a lot about is Rattler, That's
Now I'm gonna suck my teeth at you because if you're hearing about Rattler, it's because you want to hear about Rattler. Everything I've read from Ross, Rod Walker, Luke Johnson, Nick Underhill, everything has been that Jake Hayner's been kicking ass and Rattler looks like a rookie.
Well, what I've heard from Nick Underhill as well is Jake Hayner, Spencer Rattler, and Nathan Peterman are the ones that are willing to take the deep ball shots. And Derek Carr was actually told by Kubiak, hey, man, take a shot. Like, that's how they were just checking down the whole time.
Check down Charlie. That's all he
Check
is.
down Charlie.
That's
Talk
all
about
he is,
Willie
man.
Snead. Willie Snead just talked about the other day
I don't
how
care
in
what
that
Willie Snead said.
about how in that San Francisco offense, of which he was a part, that the checkdowns are created with so much space, and if they're not there, then there's something explosive over the top open.
Yeah, I saw that interview, and look, we all know you're not going to be able to check it down in the regular season, the whole game, or what's going to happen. You're not going to score many points. It's going to be exactly like last year. Dude, I want Derek Carr to be good. I do, bro.
No, you
but
don't.
he has to be willing to evolve. And this is the offense you're going to have to evolve in. So, I don't know. And the only reason I bring up Spencer Rattler and honestly Jake Haener is because if you look at Brock Purdy, who reminds you kind of Brock Purdy? Jake Haener?
I mean, yes, they're
I'm
both
just
small
saying.
white guys, sure.
Smaller white dude, you know what I'm saying? That like quick release, you know, if I had to pick which one probably makes more sense in the Kubiak offense, it's him. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying if you're hearing hype,
Bro,
it's probably
hold up
because he's
now.
pretty good in the offense.
We just had our first padded camp practice. We cannot already be stumping for Jake Haener to be the starting quarterback, bro. Can we at least get a regular season failure before we go that far?
Yeah, look,
You ain't
life's
gotta
going to
wait
happen,
long.
right? So we know that Derek Carr is going to miss at least 2 games on some injury stuff. So they're going to get a chance. Remember, we talked about this a few months ago. One of these dudes is going to get a chance because Derek Carr ain't going to play the whole season.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, quarterbacks rarely do nowadays. Dev, what else been going on in spread quarters?
Oh, man, dude, I ate Buffalo Wild Wings for the first time the other day, and I'm going to tell you, man, it really opened up my eyes. It was actually made me want to cry. You know, I just forgot how good Buffalo Wild Wing sauces were. You know, that mango habanero, dude, it had me, like, blowing my nose. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, bro, I really forgot that this franchise wing place is actually solid when you can get it from the right one. And so I don't know, man. I got nothing but great things to say about Buffalo Wild Wings after a couple of days ago.
Wow, I was not expecting you to champion for Buffalo Wild Wings.
Beat up.
Yeah.
I ate, so my family's been out of town, and I ate 20 wings from Empire yesterday, and then next thing I know, I woke up, and it was like 2.5 hours later, and the sun had gone down. It's a bad feeling. Just a bad feeling. 20 rings, a couple ranches to the dome, and then I just passed out for hours, slept like a little chicken-fed baby.
The best part about the whole Buffalo Wild Wings experience, we were watching UFC 304, and we had it delivered. Which, I mean, come on, bro. You know that's like a no-no. You know what I'm saying?
Typically, yes, for sure.
Absolutely,
Dude,
that's a no-no.
It was one of the most immaculate deliveries I've ever had.
I think
mean,
you were just hyped on some UFC. This feels like a setting over food here thing. I don't trust anything you're saying now. Do you have you sold out to B-Dubs? Do you have a Buffalo Wild Wings sponsorship?
It feels like it.
No, bro. Nothing.
Okay.
Never even talked to him.
Okay.
Haven't been in one in 10 years.
Still.
You don't watch all the games there? You don't hit the button to make him send it to OT so you can get more B-Dubs time? Which that's actually a really good marketing campaign, to be fair.
Nobody dislikes a franchise more than me, to be honest, right?
True,
but
true.
I had to be realistic, dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a special experience.
I mean, we've seen Dev. He'll prove it if he doesn't believe in it.
So now you got to go do a review like at a Buffalo Wild Wings though.
Do they serve red beans at the local
Probably
B-Dubs?
I don't think that they do.
Oh, no. They better.
There's a couple places that I want to go to franchise-wise that I wish did, just to show like, for instance, you know, Golden Corral. Hey, a lot of people talk down on Golden Corral, but everybody still knows about it.
Yeah.
Everybody's at least been one time.
Yep.
So if I can get in a Golden Corral and they got red beans, we're gonna make magic.
I went to Golden Corral the day I got married.
Hell yeah.
Took my groomsmen to Golden Corral, baby.
The groom.
Did y'all take a picture by the chocolate fountain?
We should have.
Ain't no way I'm trying to eat a buffet before I got to be in a suit or a tux. That's That's a little heavy, Bo.
Yeah.
I mean,
we all went and got haircuts, and then right next door there was a Golden Corral, Bo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You could not. That is not the way to. I feel like you want to be lighter, but I'm not a big wedding eater. I never eat at weddings. I will never even touch. I might have a bite or two of food afterwards. I want to feel light on my feet the whole night.
Yeah, breath issues too. Like a lot of wedding foods, like just bad breath, and people once they get hydrated, they think that they're invincible from the bad spicy garlicky food. Yeah.
One of the best buffet experiences of my lifetime, and I don't know if people necessarily talk about it enough, but it was Ponchos back in the day. I don't know if y'all were able to
raise the flag, baby.
Raise the flag.
Yes.
Raise the flag. You ready for Little Ponchos Mexican buffet?
Yes.
I've heard of Ponchos. I never got to go.
It's so good. So
yeah,
good.
my grandma, they had one in Chalmette. They turned into a funeral. My grandma's buried at Ponchos.
That's incredible, actually. I mean, I can't think of a better resting place.
I am. Shout out, Gramps. Rest in peace. We love you.
Rest in Ponchos, baby. Rest in Ponchos. Where y'all want to go from here?
I think that's it, dude.
I don't know.
We're out of time, basically.
There's no place that's up from where we just were.
Just tell us what's going on in spread quarters this week. What we got happening?
Oh, we getting ready, baby. August 10th, the first preseason game. So the HCM, the call-in show, man. We just getting everything. Got the new internet. I'm on my new MacBook, which I've had for a while, but I really just learned how great it is.
Nice.
I've been on this 2017 iMac since existence, and it's just not fast enough, and I had to come to terms with that. So now I'm messing with the MacBook, and look, man, look at us, man. This is great. I haven't seen a grain the whole time.
It looks so good, dude. It really is night and day. Like, I feel bad, look, if you work for Cox or Cox representative or something, you're listening to this, don't get mad at us. Just go look at any other interview we've done with Deb, looked at the objective difference, and then ask, how do we solve this problem? Because it ain't as Bobby would say, it ain't an opinion. I mean, that's a fact. Look at the difference right here. All right, Deb, take it easy, brother.
All right, y'all take care.
At Snow Like John, Dem Snow, the legend, atmsports.com. Go check him out. Sub on YouTube. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. That's GEAUXTommys.com. GEAUXTommys.com. You go there, you're going to see the difference clearly. You can trust Tommy's. They have integrity. They're dependable. They're professional. They are efficient. Here's 5 great reasons to choose Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. 1, fully licensed and insured, obviously. 2, over 20 years of experience, 27 to be exact. 3, work in Baton Rouge, but also throughout all of Louisiana. 4, they've won the Super Service Award every year they've been in existence since 2016. And 5, free professional estimate. So make them a bid on your next project. Maximize your home. Go Tommys.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, check out a gallery of work they've done for past clients, but also know that they can customize your job. So whatever your needs are, just let Tommy and the team know, and they're going to be able to get it done. Go Tommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I should proceed with caution, but my heart said go ahead and make a bid on that. And I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'd give anything to make you mine on mine. I'll do your bidding and be at your beck and call.
All right, welcome back to OTB. It's time for a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
All right, so we're going to dive into quarterback contracts here a little bit because over the weekend, two guys that both of these contracts seem rather controversial if you ask a lot of people that follow the NFL. We'll start with Tua. He got a 4-year deal worth $212 million and then proceeded to run out to the crowd at training camp and yell, "Show me the money," into the microphone, which I thought was a choice. And then you got...
he did?
He did, yes. And then you have Jordan Love. He had a 4-year, $220 million deal. He's the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. So I'm going to ask both of you guys. They both got over $200 million. Do they deserve to be at the top of the league?
Yeah, deserves a weird thing. Obviously, not from a resume standpoint, but kind of what Matt Flynn was talking about last week. Like, these teams want to be in a position to pay a guy because it means you believe in him. And I think the market doesn't care about what you objectively deserve in terms of resume and results. It's just about the reality of how much leverage do you have.
100%.
And these guys both have a lot of leverage. And, hey, actually, you know what? That's very human from Tua. He's normally like such a nice kind of reserved guy. Like, if I signed a contract that guaranteed me $150 million plus, guaranteed, yeah, I'd probably be pretty pumped up too and do something like that.
I just like, okay, do y'all think
you got $200 million?
Do y'all think the jury is... We kind of know what Tua is at this point. He's been a multi-year starter in the NFL. Do y'all think the jury's still out on Jordan Love?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was incredible for 8 games down the stretch and won a playoff game. But that's also kind of like an athlete that was in the zone. You better hope that... Like, you had 2 Jordan Loves last year. If you want to create a spectrum. You're paying him to be the guy consistently that he was when he was at his best. Now, that's tough. But look, nobody's seen him more than the Packers have, right? So they know about his work ethic. They believe in him. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's not without risk. For sure.
Because you were talking about, we saw two different Jordan Loves. He was excellent at the end of the year, especially against my Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for that one, Jordan. But if you look, weeks 3 through 9, 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Yeah.
They went 2-5 during that 7-game stretch. He actually started the season 3-6, and then they went on that run late in the year. I just
They
don't
should have
know
lost to
what
the
we're going
Saints.
to
I mean,
get.
granted, he had a great comeback, but
Well,
they definitely should have lost.
Okay, and I bring that up to bring this up. Last night, NFL.com put out their top 100 players heading into 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow, first off, down at 39. He dropped 6 spots from a year ago. But get this, Jordan Love, 34, Tua, 36. Both of them ahead of Joe Burrow on that list.
I mean, if you want to be a local Finebaum, the best thing to do is we just find some list in which Joe Burrow's not number one, highlight it, and then yell about it.
No, he shouldn't be number one. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes should be number one. But
No, I know.
Tua,
But you get what I'm saying.
It's one of those things where it's like Jordan Love went from like maybe a little underrated to like maybe a little overrated now after this big contract.
No,
so it's just
1,000%.
like him and Tua both being multiple spots over Joe Burrow just because Burrow had some injuries last year.
But that's a list voted on by the players?
Yeah, this is the NFL.com.
Okay.
It was voted by players themselves.
Okay.
And
I mean,
And Joe missing time last year. Like anybody that gets injured on those lists, they always go down.
And he's got injured a lot.
Yeah.
He's got injured a lot,
of injuries
unfortunately.
in his career.
What?
Tua's had a lot of injuries in his career. And then again, we saw an 8-game
You're
stretch
missing
of
a
Jordan Love.
classic Bobby Hebert truth. What have you done for me lately?
I get it. Tua was healthy last year, but like still
Exactly.
failed it. He
What have
still
you done for
failed
me
in the
lately?
Postseason.
What have you done for me
Burrow
lately?
Still has more postseason success.
Tua threw a ton of interceptions last year.
Yeah.
He threw 14. Now, he did lead the league in passing yards, but he also only 29 touchdowns to 14 interceptions.
We'll
How about
see.
Brock Purdy? By far the leader in yards per attempt, 9.6.
Yeah.
That is a huge number.
We broke it down one
God,
day.
that's a huge number.
Jake, and I think you were actually headed to the draft because you were not here. We broke it down. Purdy led in basically every single quarterback category last year across the board. Rating, efficiency, yards per attempt, touchdown interception
The
ratio.
next
Like
Everything you
everything.
just said is basically is all efficiency, though.
The next closest is Tua Tagovailoa at 8.3.
Ratings,
So a full
per attempt,
yard.
yeah.
I mean, touchdown
And
interception.
some
He's
change.
up there.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Imagine what Derek Carr could do in that offense. It's going to feel so good to be right. I'm just thinking about it.
T-Bob, I want
And
you
I-
to be right.
No, you don't.
because, yes, I do.
No, you
because
don't.
when the Saints are good, the show benefits from it.
You don't want me to be right. Taylor don't want me to be right. It's okay.
I want you to still be able to have your balls.
Alondra's the only one that I trust.
I did say during the break, I hope you're right. But do I have confidence in it?
That's fine.
Not too much.
It's okay. Everybody,
I
look.
hope you're right.
Not
but I don't have
everybody's
a lot
will.
of
Everybody,
confidence
look.
in it.
Not everybody. Look, I get it. Group think's a hell of a thing. Peer pressure.
don't start with
Like
that.
not every. I'm just saying. Not everybody's bold
Where do
enough.
you think?
You're not
where do you think
special
Derek
'cause
Carr
you
was?
have-
I am. I am
No, you're
special.
really not.
I'm literally,
you put your
am.
balls on the line for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't even. They're not useful anymore. Like you had a procedure done. So
Yeah.
like, what are you really
They can't
putting on
have
the
children,
line?
but they still. I mean, they still feel great. Still produce. They're just not fertile.
Yeah.
T-Bob actually
Exactly.
got mad at me in break, and I said something positive about Derek Carr. So
Well, Taylor, because your condescending cowboy opinion means nothing. Okay, you just worry about what y'all are going to do at quarterback.
I'm the least
I would take
attached
Dak
person to the
Prescott
Saints in this room.
every time over Derek.
Yeah, I would too,
Carr.
but they're in a weird
Okay.
spot with Dak. Are they going to give him $60 million, or are they going to let him walk? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if
Jerry Jones blamed that on a lawsuit.
What?
That they're not paying Dak because of a lawsuit.
Well, Jerry, you shouldn't be touching teen girls. Just kidding.
I was supposed to
Allegedly.
say,
wait, what?
I don't know if we should.
That's
no,
not what.
I
That's
mean, there's
not what
pictures
it was.
of Jerry Jones like hanging out with like strippers or something. That's all I'm saying. I hear billionaire lawsuit. That's where my head goes. I apologize. All right, when we get back, let's wrap up the show. That's the bench. Keep it locked. OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Baton Rouge?
Y'all, your one-stop vehicle shop. If you need a brand new vehicle, maybe you just want to lease. Like, the thing is, I never quite know. I've gone into All-Star just with a number before. I've been like, look, man, when I didn't expect to have to get a new car, I'm like, one suddenly dies on you. Like, I'm in a tough spot. This is all I can afford right now. And they have found me my answer every single time. Now, a couple of years later, I was in a better spot, lease is up, and then I end up in a second Toyota Sienna minivan, and I love them, man. And I got them custom murdered out because you can do that with All-Star. So explore the full range today. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, go to that website to find your new vehicle, or maybe you're interested in leasing. That's currently what I'm doing. Incredibly happy with our Highlander. And if you're looking maybe just to rent, you've got a last-minute trip, or maybe you want to get something for football game that you're traveling to, right? LSU's got a great away schedule. Then go ahead and get that Toyota reserved today. AllStarToyotaFBatonRouge.com. AllStarToyotaFBatonRouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Érase una vez un Infinity, diseñado para despertar tu imaginación y desafiarte a soñar, con 3 lujosas filas de asientos. El totalmente nuevo Infinity QX80 de 3 filas.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
They were farm kids way down in Dixie, Benton High School in the 60s. Everyone knew.
Welcome back. Time for a little Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cove, Kurz Light, Viziard Seltzer, and Blue Moon Light Sky. Sit your sweet. Ask the Bench. Can you all stop playing copyrighted content? You were in my drive home from Disneyland yesterday. LOL. I couldn't listen to it while driving through No Man's Land.
You can listen to it on demand anywhere you find your podcast if you can't find it on YouTube.
Yeah, is it on the 104.5 ESPN feed, right?
It is on the feed.
We don't have our own OTB feed, right?
Right.
So if you ever want to listen, you don't have to do it on the YouTube front. Also, Taylor, do a better job of getting it back up.
It's probably back up now.
Ask the bench. Besides football, what part of fall are you most looking forward to? A little bit of a cool, crisp in the air on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. Haunted houses.
Taylor said pumpkin spice lattes.
Yeah.
His mic's not working.
Ask the bench. Proud of Tylen Singleton, dude ready to learn behind the best. Truly think he'll be a legend in purple and gold one day. Y'all hear anything on who'll be redshirting?
Tylen Singleton's that freshman linebacker.
Yeah.
He had a good spring. He was an early enrollee. They said good things about him coming out of the spring.
Report day tomorrow.
Ask Alondra, what's something men do that's the opposite of the ick?
I don't know. Just be nice. That's like,
great answer.
At this point, that's all I'm asking. Just be
Billy
nice.
Bob loves Charlene.
Best 1994 movie: Pulp Fiction, Shawshank Redemption, or Forrest Gump?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Those are three good ones too. Yeah, probably Pulp Fiction on that list.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little Tarantino fanboy. All right, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow for some more OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com. Community Steel is the company over there in Gonzales, Louisiana, with all of your steel needs. Y'all need purlin, tubing, trim, any steel accessories, steel buildings. You can go touch the product, see the product, walk through the product in terms of your steel buildings, right? Like their model homes. It's all Gonzales, man. You can meet the live and local sales team. They can meet you. You can form a relationship. They can better understand how to serve your needs both personally and professionally. So take advantage of the best prices, the best people, the best product, all made right here in Louisiana. Go to communitysteelco.com.
Yeah, they've, hell, it's almost lunchtime over there. They've been there for 3 hours already, waiting on you to come see them in Gonzales, Louisiana. And if you're curious exactly where they're located, go to communitysteelco.com, top right corner of the website. Click on Community Steel, pulls up exactly where they're located. And if you can't get there today, give them a call at 225-647-2020.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.